Okay.
Nice.
I think right now, actually, I'm just going to stop for a moment and detect noise. I want to see if I can hear anybody moving anywhere.
Yeah. Give me your best detect noise check.
Why don't I have it on my oh, this is the bag of holding.
You hear the long, slow, deep, heavy breathing of a very large creature.
I tap my hammer. There's no dragon here, right?
No dragons nearby.
Here, it's fine. It should be fine. Worst case scenario, we just back out of the room. Wyvern can't touch us, and we'll go get Emmerich. We came in here to rip and tear. Let's fucking rip and tear. Anton goes and gets ready.
This is dumb. We just had 7 dragons come out of a portal. Okay, ready?
Yep.
What was going to be a horde of low-level shit-asses trying to overwhelm Anton McGarry, chosen of Velthara, Prince of Drekis, or, theoretical
sure.
Prince
I'll
of
take that.
Drekis, are instantly stopped. They fight against each other, and the fear overcomes them, and the whole horde flees.
I should get attacks?
You can wade into the mass. We don't need to roll dice.
Cool.
These people have their backs too. They're falling over each other. You hack and slash.
Anton
and rip
slaughters
apart.
everyone.
Yeah.
50 Drakissians and about 150 Mystrian prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna bring them all back. The queen can decide what best to do. I want all of the Mystrians are going to be bringing bodies with them as well. They can do 2 to 1 body or whatever. If there's any Drakissian bodies, we want to bring those back as well to return to the families. They should be able to carry them. Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a substantial amount of mithril around, like anywhere?
Yes, there is a lot of mithril in ore form. The smelting is not done here in the mines.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In that case, I'll tell the Mystrians that they're buying their freedom. I want to have them all hauling out as much as possible, and the Drakissians as well. Okay, fine. They're getting their freedom. They can do a little bit more work.
Anton's bringing the body of the big knight that we slain as well. And I want her whole body because I want to speak with Dev with her.
Yep.
As I get to the room with Anton, I look at the carnage and say, by the gods, I won't ask what happened here. Anton, did you find a chance to look around the keep? There must be a treasury here or something worth finding.
No, but I found every woman and child, Emmerich, and I handled them so they couldn't push the lever.
Yeah, well done.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tombs of Scoria. How are my favorite players doing today?
Oh, we're
Fantastic.
favorites. We're doing well.
He says that
You
to
were my
everyone.
favorites today, but yeah, I say it to everyone. Doesn't
Wow.
matter.
Gross.
That's sad.
I know. Mm-hmm. Are you guys ready to find out the wealth that you have pulled out of Sky Peak?
Not just the wealth. I'm ready to get jerked off by every single general and the queen and noble lady in the castle and man.
Yeah, you're waiting for all of that gratitude coming back
Right.
your way. Mm.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about, just off screen now, we've talked about the way you want to pull wealth out of Sky Peak. We didn't get a chance last session because there just wasn't enough time, but the idea is that you're going to be pulling out the mithril ore primarily, and you're going to leave the gold and the silver that you can find in town, the coinage that you find around here, the gold bars or the gold coins and the silver bars. Fuck that shit. You're going to leave all of the fanciful decorations of castles, the big expensive rugs, murals or paintings, delicate objects of art, crystalline chandeliers or golden goblets, or you're going to leave behind all that crap. You're taking the mithril ore, the thing that is impossible for the Drakissians to get their hands on, except by deep trade from far overseas countries.
We're also taking the chainmail and plate mail, things that are hard for us to make.
Right.
We want it to look like a military effort.
Right.
Yeah.
We're stealing chainmail, we're stealing plate mail, we're stealing the swords, leaving behind the spears, the bows, and the arrows. We're taking that mithril plate, we're taking magic swords, magic items of any kind that we can find, including scrolls, rings, potions, lanterns. Yeah, we're taking all sorts of stuff. So, let's put on... Oh, and also, there's a speech being given. So before we get much farther, let's talk about what this looks like. Because you're opening a portal, and you're using Hold Portal to hold it open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this portal is opening to the main square in town, in the capital?
I think so, yeah.
If that's where the priest decides, and that's like their most known location, then yeah, that's gonna be it.
And assuming they've secured it beforehand, we're not just going into some random fucking place and throwing a ton of mithril on the ground or something. Yeah?
Right. You're moving a lot of people and a lot of stuff. So you need a location where there's space, but you also need a location that's safe. And so the square out front of the castle has been designated as the place to do this. And it's been kept sort of open and empty, sort of like they shut down the market for the day in anticipation of what will come. And so opening in the middle of the town square in the capital of Drekis is just a large 10-foot diameter portal that is held open by Imric McGarry's hold portal spell. Walking through it are 150 people burdened with chests, sacks, whatever little carts they could find, anything that they can use to haul the wealth of Sky Peak out of here. And marching through are 150 people in sort of like a slight double file line that can be created. So people can come out with stuff, go back in, grab some more stuff, and come back out for the duration of the portal spell. I've done a bunch of math.
Chance that this ages everybody. I don't know if you read this. The chance of instantaneous aging occurs depending on how familiar the priest is with the destination. The table outlines the conditions and effects of aging. Chance of amount of the destination is aging very familiar, 2%, 1 year studied carefully, 5%, 1d 2 years, seen casually, 10%, 1d 3 years, viewed once, 15%, 1d 6 years. So I guess 2% chance for us to age a year, or everybody going through.
Yeah, so a few people are going to get aged, probably.
No, I think it's just one check in it and of its entirety. If the die roll indicates that aging occurs, every creature that passes through the gate in either direction suffers the aging effect.
All right. Someone should roll a D100 then. Don't get a 99 or 100, right?
Go ahead, Nick.
Rolling.
Let me just view the chart first real quick.
Yeah, I'll never roll a 99 or 100, so...
Do you want to roll it?
Yeah, I'll roll it, yeah.
Yeah, fucking go it.
There's no chance. I'm going to wait for Neal to confirm the chart, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would hate for you to roll and then me say what your roll has.
Yeah.
Order of operations.
This could probably be pretty bad. Because if you roll a 99 or 100, I think system shocks.
No, we don't do that, do we?
We generally avoid the system shock checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seem a little...
It'd be pretty funny if
everyone would
150 people came in and then
like
fucking 50 people die. Yeah.
That would be awful.
Just don't roll a 99 or 100.
Yeah, 2% chance of everyone aging 1 year.
All right, I'm going low, Neal. Yeah.
So you don't want to roll a 99 or 100.
That's it.
Right.
There's no chance anyway, so I'll just roll it. There's no chance.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
So the portal opens up, and out marches the prisoners of war, toting bags, chests, whatnot. Some of them have to march to the far end so other people can come behind them, and then unload their sacks, team unload their chests, and dump things onto the ground so they can hurry back into the portal to grab stuff and haul it back out again. It takes a little while. And out there in the middle of town are the gathered onlookers who were a little confused as to why the square was cleared. No one told them why it was cleared. That would be a bad idea. But as it becomes clear that these are Drakisian soldiers arriving and dumping loads of wealth, cheers go up through the crowd. People break out in celebration, dance, and music. All the while, Imric McGarry has a plan.
So I'm holding the portal, right? So I'm the last one through. I imagine the three of us are the last ones through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So I step out of the portal.
Do we, real quick, just before we go, we looted completely that person you killed in the ethereal plane and everything, right?
Yeah, we're bringing all of her loot back and everything, yep.
Okay. And then we did a full search. We've got the Ring of Seeing, so we would have went through the castle to check for magical items hidden anywhere or magical entrances or exits or anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep, I've got all your treasure.
All.
Okay, we figured
got it all.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
All right. As I get through the portal, I cast Fly on myself. And I will levitate above the crowd, Neal, and I will face the horde of onlookers that have gathered in the town square.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking loudly and clearly, I will sort of raise my hands and get everyone, sort of quiet down. And then I'll say, men and women of Drakus, our journey has been long and arduous. We have toiled through forests, jungles, swamps, and mountain ranges, faced all manner of beasts, slain vampires, minotaurs, and yes, many dragons. Our power has grown considerably, but despite all we have achieved, all the power we have mastered, we've not yet managed to encroach on Scoria's territory, to disrupt her plans, to strike at the heart of its kingdom. Until now, we have been acting in the shadows, avoiding its gaze, traveling anywhere but the enemy's heartland. Today, that has changed. We return victorious from behind enemy lines, having sieged and routed Scoria's most important strategic asset, the mithril mine at Sky Peak. The men and women with us, our own nobility, rescued from slavery, their captors put to the sword, and their bodies taken by Valthara. The tide of the war is turning. Drakus is an unstoppable force, and the Magari family is its vanguard. We will forge a path straight to Scoria's lair, and we won't rest until it lies dead, and its head mounted in our keep. Rejoice now, but lend us your prayers, for there are many battles to come. But know that once this is over, Drakus will have liberated Arcadia from the greatest threat it has seen since the Age of Iron.
There is great shouts and cheers as people realize what the fuck this is happening. And these rocks that you're throwing down on the ground, these aren't magic light stones. This is pure mithril ore. And there was much rejoicing.
Amazing.
Wow.
I slowly levitate back down to my brothers.
Mm-hmm. The queen herself exits the castle, coming across the drawbridge over the moat with her knights at bay, 4 in front, 4 behind. And behind that, you can see the High Cleric, you can see the Archmage, you can see scholars, generals, officers, all coming out to see the great display. And at the same time, if you look off onto the distance, you can see the city guard has been deployed to like double up fortifications along the edge of the town. The whole city's wall is being double guarded right now.
Anton gives the High Cleric a nice smile. She had said that the Megaries didn't do anything for, the common people or anybody, so he kind of rubs it in. She knows.
She knows.
Yes. There is a great number of things pulled out of here. Let's talk about the highlights.
Okay.
We have 400 pounds of already processed and refined mithril that has been pulled out.
All right, all this time.
400 pounds. Each pound contains 50 coins, and each coin is worth 20 gold. So that is 400,000 gold worth of mithril, of already processed mithril, which is worth 40 million copper in just mithril bullion. And you'll find that of this mithril that you pull out, about 200 pounds of it was sitting in the castle. There were 150 pounds worth of just mithril bars that had been smelted. The castle itself has a very small forge, a very small smelting factory in there. And most of the smelting gets done down at the town at the base of Sky Peak, but it looks like the person who runs the keep was entitled to pull out and smelt whatever their one little smelter could contain as payment, because they just have mithril bullion lying around. And some mithril coinage. The fancy families, the few of them that there were living up on Sky Peak, also had mithril coinage and mithril poundage, although a lot less bullion, lots of coins, looking like the knight who lived there, who ran the place, was paying off the other people, or using their mithril wealth to display to the rest of the town. There was not a lot of gold. There was quite a bit of silver that the lower families had, but we left that all behind. There was the sword that the knight was using, that our Kel Frembo was using. She also had 2 magic rings, a magic cloak. You found 3 potions.
Wait, shit.
And
my thing just fucking wiped. Can you repeat that last part again? Or the what we just got from these people?
A magic sword.
Okay.
2 rings, 1 cloak, 3 potions, and 1 scroll.
Gotcha.
Additionally, there were 90 magic lanterns in the mine. I don't know if you want these or not. This is sort of display wealth. you're not really going to be able to easily sell magic lanterns. You'd have to give them to someone. They'd have to get a cut. It would take a long time to sell them. I
don't think we would fuck with magic lanterns because we would be prioritizing mithril. Yeah.
Well, the question is, how much does a magic lantern weigh?
It's very light, but it's very bulky because they're fairly large. So
sure, but we're not limited by.
Only carry like 4.
Yeah, but we're not limited by volume. We're limited by We're limited by.
You're sort of limited by volume, because there's only a finite amount of time in which you can go back and forth and haul things out. The portal will close before you can pull out all the wealth of the area. So the lanterns are going to be like, one person could probably carry 8. So it would take 10
we can
people
we can make our own lanterns, right?
Cool.
Okay, it's not a big deal then. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Additionally, there is a magic item that you found. You guys rested. You were able to use the detect magic, I think, to search sort of through the wealth. Mm-hmm. There is a board. It is sort of like a flat piece of stone with raised edges with wax put down the middle. And you would all quickly recognize this as the sort of like wax board that someone would use to practice writing. In an era when paper is expensive and hard to come by, people learn to write with wax. You use a little stylus and you draw and practice your figures in the wax. And this looks like a practicing board for someone to learn how to read and write. However, it radiates overwhelming evocation magic.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I guess we'll get that identified, yeah.
We'd be careful with that.
Mm-hmm. And when you lift it, it's extremely light. It's made out of stone and filled with wax, but it barely weighs anything at all. Mm-hmm. So an unusual magical item. You also grab the 2 wizards spell books. And, actually there are also 4 more potions of fire breathing that you had found. So add 4 more potions to the potion list.
What was the potion of? Could we tell what potion she was going to drink in the ethereal plane, and didn't?
Probably a healing potion, right?
Yeah. Oh, is this loot that we're getting right now? Is this off the woman, not the families?
This is off of everything.
This is everything. Okay, I'm just putting all the wealth together in one pile. Yeah.
Can you tell us what the magic sword, the rings are, or do we have to wait a minute to get that?
You'll have to identify them.
Okay.
So there'll need to be some downtime. Either Nick or someone else will have to go through the process of sorting out what these things are. Yeah. There was the mithril plate armor that you pulled out, which itself is 18.2 pounds of mithril.
For the plate mail, you said?
Yeah, for the plate mail, yeah.
Is it, are we playing by you can't wear other people's plate mail, or?
Right, this plate mail is sized for a 5'2" woman. So you'll have to find a short person to give it to, and then it'll have to be slightly modified, or you could just melt it down for its value in mithril, which is still, outstanding wealth.
Might as well melt it down, because unless we can find a 5'2" knight.
That's most likely what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's 1.8 million in copper. If you just melt the plate mail down on its own.
18,000 gold's worth. Is that no?
No.
1,800.
91,000 gold, because mithril's 20 gold. It is an incredible amount of wealth. We've already broken the 40 million mark, even before trying to pull out the actual mithril itself.
Good.
It's fucking crazy. Guess we can build the keep afterwards. After all, I mean.
Maybe. We have to see how this, because we don't personally hoard this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that everything?
I think I listed everything.
Okay, yes. Just to make sure I have all this. So we had 400 pounds of smelted mithril bullion, a magic sword, 2 rings, a cloak, 3 potions, 1 scroll, a magical evocation wax board, 2 wizard spell books, 4 more potions of fire breathing, and then 18.2 pounds worth of mithril plate mail, correct?
Right, plus 9 suits of plate mail and 45 suits of chain mail. Which is a slight simplification, but it's worth it.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. And then just so I can have this, 1 pound of mithril is equal to 50 mithril coins, and 1 coin is 20 gold?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's the mithril ore that you pulled out. All told, it is 15,000 465 pounds of mithril ore. And then there's also like the boxes and bags and containers that you use to haul these things, which no one cares about. It is a prodigious amount of wealth, an overwhelming amount of wealth. This much wealth gathered in one place is a very rare thing to see, all piled together instead of like being locked away in various safes and compartments.
I mean, except for when the three of us are standing together, of course.
Right.
Of course,
Much of this wealth in the castle was locked away in a vault, which you have knock spells and you have an excellent lock picker. I decided to just hand wave all the getting into the vault because I figured you had a full day and you guys can do it. So
Yeah.
So here you stand, surrounded by the 150 people, 50 nobles and 100 regulars that you've rescued in the town square, amongst the cheering masses of your followers and fans.
I'm the queen.
I'll point to the people who were captured, the nobles. I think they're also a bit of wealth, and I'll call out and 3 cheers for the people we saved.
Yes, people are excited to get their friends, their family members back. These captured people come from all over the capital, but all over the kingdom, but a few of them are from the capital. And as they look out into the sea of faces, some people will break through the ranks of soldiers holding the crowd at bay as some families are reunited. Mothers with their sons and daughters that were left behind. Fathers meeting up with their wives who are left here in the capital. It is
And these are all noble men.
Some of them are nobles. Some of them are.
To go back, you said last week.
I think you said almost explicitly all of them are nobles. I think.
You said all 50 of them are nobles.
Right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total brain.
Because I think of all the 150
nobles.
we brought through, I think only 50 of them are actually Dracissians, and the 100 are random Mistrian
Prisoners.
people. Yeah.
That's what I had mistaken.
Yep.
Right? So you get the 100 prisoners and the 50 nobles. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think we talk about it now, but we'll have to like process the Mistraean prisoners.
That's for the.
That's
kingdom
for the
to figure
crown
out,
to
not
do.
us.
Well, I was thinking, I wonder if some of them might be in the family though. It might be worth you seeking them out.
We have so much more intel than people that are locked in prison. I can't imagine they'd have much valuable say. And if they do, then the crown should be extracting the information better than we probably could on our own.
Probably just not worth our time.
Okay.
We need to talk to the queen. We need to figure out what to do with. I'll point at the ground. All of this.
Well, I imagine the queen should have sent somebody out to secure the wealth. We'll probably start moving a lot of it into the treasury.
I just mean how much is ours and how much are we giving to them?
Yeah,
So
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
This is a great question. The queen will process forward, cross the drawbridge, opening the portcullis on the other side, come out into the area. Her guards will fan out a little bit to keep her safe, a couple of them staying very, very close to her in this public situation. The queen comes up to you and does a bit of a head bow, a slight mention of deference for the amazing feat that you've accomplished here.
Nice.
Gestures to the assembled wealth and asks the all-important question: how much of this is yours and how much of this goes to the kingdom? And you don't have to answer this right now, but generally speaking, when you loot something, when there's an army group that goes out and like captures a town and loots it, much of that wealth gets divided among the soldiers and the officers, but a lot of it does get shuffled up the chain of command to the general who's in charge, who maybe wasn't there, and then to the queen who was in charge, right? So
What's the average split?
Well, is this a public conversation? Can people hear us talking?
the queen can hear you. Maybe some of her officers that are standing nearby can hear you, but generally there's a loud din outside, and this is,
I mean, I'll talk to the queen and I'll say, the true wealth of Drakus lies not in its possessions, but in its people. Obviously, we'd like to build our keep if we could, but the rest here is for what our mission was intended for, which is to defeat Scoria. So you can distribute this as you see, and then hopefully there's enough left over for us by the end to get our keep built, maybe even in an expedited time frame. When I say that, though, I'm not talking about the magical items. Just be sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, that shit's ours. That shit's ours.
You're leaving the distribution of wealth to the queen. A wonderful sign of fealty, of loyalty, and of deference to her as well. This is sure to ingratiate yourself to your monarch. Yes.
Our aunt.
To your leading lady. She will smile at you, touch you on the shoulder gently, and say, "Thank you, my dear nephew. The three of you prove to be this kingdom's most loyal, faithful, and important weapons. I will see that you get a fair divide and that you have all the resources needed to establish your keep in a timely manner."
Wait, are we knighted? Are we like Sir McGarry's or anything? Or
Nope. You are not knights. You have not been knighted.
How the fuck do we get that? How do we get that?
Oh, I mean, let's just ask for that.
No, what? No, we're not gonna ask.
We can't ask.
You can't ask. Oh, true. Okay, yeah.
What is the process in
someone
this,
to recommend us to us probably.
in this kingdom by which you knight people? I'm just curious.
It's, usually you serve another knight, you squire for them, there's a process, it's usually like a many-year process that you get involved in when you're a young person. The three of you are sort of this weird offshoot. Your dad was sort of in the military, but it didn't happen for you guys. You weren't of the right mentality. Oh, he was definitely a knight, yeah. But you guys weren't of the right mentality, right? One of you was a drunk, the other was like a degenerate gambler and thief, the other was like this angry burned man who was super devout into vengeance, and everyone's like, well, they're not knight material, and you guys didn't want those responsibilities at the time.
Okay. We're dragon slayers. We're dragon slayers. We're something different.
But it's been, now
that is absolutely something that in the future we would want to go for, because I would imagine that every noble family probably has a son or a father or somebody that is like a knighted person. That's probably incredibly common, I would imagine, if not ubiquitous among all noble families.
Yes, there are many knights among the noble families. Mm-hmm. Almost every major family has many knights among them. Most mid-range families have knights among them. Some minor noble families have knights among them.
Yeah, okay. That's something we'll do in the future, sure. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the queen has it in the back of her mind that it's something she's definitely thinking about.
Yeah. Well, after the celebrations begin to take over in the town, the crown will haul away most of this wealth and bring you guys back into the castle for debriefing, bringing the Mystrian prisoners back into the castle for, as Nick said, processing in the dungeons, and the Dracissian nobles into the castle for sort of debriefing and dressing of wounds and checking up on them. And soon you all retreat to the confines of the great citadel.
Real quick, what is what happens, or I guess I can even ask this in character, what is the fate of the Mystrian prisoners that we brought back?
As you walk and talk with the queen through the building, she gives a slight shrug and says, "We had not considered this. I will leave it to," she motions to one of her officers behind her, to the interrogator to figure out what best to do with them, perhaps figuring out what they were guilty of. I don't think we'll set murderers free, but political prisoners we might be able to use.
Okay, and I say if I could make
important to her.
But one humble intervention. There was a person in the castle that assisted us greatly in finding keys. We gave her our word as a McGarry that nothing that she wouldn't be executed.
No, yeah, she left. She left.
Yeah, you sent her back.
Behind.
No, she wanted to leave.
We gave her a choice. Yeah.
True. Okay, never mind. Fuck her then. Cool. Then fuck him. All right.
Great. Well, into the castle you go until you are brought to a nice, cozy parlor, the same parlor that you've been in many times before. Coming in behind you are officers, are high clerics, high wizards, Clerdis, the queen, and these people sort of stand around the perimeter of the room since there's not enough room to sit, while the queen sits on one cozy couch and you three on another cozy couch with a table before you and glasses of wine and fine meats and cheeses and fruits sat down before you. The queen sits on one side, you on the other. A nice warm fire blazing in the hearth on this winter's day. And she takes a sip of her drink and asks you to debrief her. This is we can sort of hand wave this, or you guys can use this opportunity to tell her things, to get information from her, how you want to deal with any of what do you want to do with this situation?
Well, I mean, we can shut it out.
Attention.
I do want to ask her something, but I probably wouldn't broach it straight away. I'll probably wait for the conversation to go on for a bit first.
I mean, we discussed with you the preliminaries of this plan. We had identified both a strategic asset to her and potential captives of ours. We dropped into the keep. We killed everybody that stood in our way. We made our way into the mines. We killed more that stood in our way. And then we freed prisoners. All in all, compared to most of the hijinks we've been up to, I would say this was a pretty straightforward mission.
True. 4 wacky dragons and come and attack us.
Everything went quite smoothly. I don't know if it'd be relevant anywhere else, but one point of note was the alarm system they had rigged up to the side of the keep. Given it was on top of a mountain, they had a cage connected to a lever within inside the keep with a bunch of boulders suspended in the cage. I think that if the lever had been pulled, the boulders would fall down the mountain and alert Scoria and her generals as to the danger.
It would at the very least alert the town below, my queen. Also, I detect grudges of the people at the table. You can do that later, but just a heads up.
There are a great many minor grudges between the noble families assembled on the borders. You can quickly look between them, and you can see there are some folks standing opposite corners of the room who, while they're listening to the conversation, are also like shooting daggers at each other. You can tell that there is the High Cleric of Nadinus has a serious problem with you. You can feel the chafing at the higher ranks of society where people are vying for power, vying for position, and there are a lot of grievances between one another in this room. But everyone is keeping them quiet. The queen has issue with at least one. There's one nobleman in this room who the queen has a pretty serious problem with, and you can just feel it on the surface. She's not looking at him, but you can just sense it coming off of her through your amulet. You can feel the aura in the room as the queen's like unfocused anger at this person sort of.
What's the strength?
Hangs.
So they can get the strength.
Yes, it is a very strong grudge against one of the people in this room. But she's not focused on it, and it's not really capturing her attention at the moment. You can tell it's like not a surface thought, but it's underlying her. It's such a big background issue that like you can still feel it, even though she's clearly preoccupied with something else.
Anton will get a view of the room. I don't know if you want like an intelligence check or like charisma, but he kind of wants to remember who's in this room and to use this in the future, maybe. Because he thinks that they're probably in the room if it's like in the back of her mind right now at this occasion. Wisdom, intelligence, I don't know what you want.
Give me a charisma check to capture and recognize a person's face. Unless you have a heraldry proficiency, then you 26. Can ignore the check altogether. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, Anton thinks it's pretty pathetic that everybody's like having these petty grudges going on at this moment after 50 people were saved, and you know, you think it's pretty dumb, but yeah. Cool.
Now that the prisoners are rescued and the mine has been laid low, any thoughts on where we should direct our attentions next? We have a list of the members of Scoria's army that lead the different sections. There's the half-elf Shivan, last seen in Yatel, and Ogre Magi seen in Western Drakus, Western Eridon. These probably are most likely targets, but perhaps you have some other thoughts?
She looks for a moment around the assembled faces here, making sure that everyone here can hear the words that she has to say. And she is satisfied that the people present for this conversation are all of sufficient clearance. And she'll tell you, Scoria is the true threat. Without her defeat, we can never be victorious. Even with her defeat, though, her armies are still strong. They are backed by powerful monsters, powerful spellcasters, with a aggression and a ferocity and a morale that is difficult to match. If we are to come through this war at the height of power, we will need to break down her ranks, break down her personal armies. The regular soldiers are difficult, but these assembled men and women can handle them with ease. Once Scoria is defeated, and once her sub-armies are taken care of. We've heard tell of her 4 greatest leaders. We've spoken about it in this very room. The one that guards her lair, the one that moves her armies, the one they call her enforcers. These figures will need to be dealt with. If we can strike a blow to them, it will pull back her ability to cause damage. It will pull back their ability to retaliate or strike. You have the same intelligence that I do on these. Some of her forces have been dispatched to Akuba, who is in the heart of their own civil war, to ply their weight on that force, on that battle. It is not inconceivable that our oldest enemy may end up aligning with our present threat. If Scoria's forces can win the war for one side or the other in Akuba, they will undoubtedly have the Akubans' allegiance with them. And since our own allegiance with Akuba has been so unfortunately lost, or its possibility destroyed, that might be the next most important thing to do. You've also mentioned that there was an army of the undead that was to march on Eridon. I understand that their leader has been crushed and the undead are now free. That may have stopped the invasion of Eridon in the north, or it might have just weakened it. That's a similar threat to us in the long run.
You know from where Scoria leads her incursion into Akuba? Where would we target? Who would we go for in order to push them out of there?
Looking around the room, she pauses for a moment, and then leans in and gestures for you guys to lean in so she can whisper to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she will say that reports have come in that the city of Yatel has been the landing place for the armies of Scoria.
Yeah. So that's where Shiva is, or Siobhan is as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Once she says Yatel, she leans back as if it's fine to discuss other things. But clearly that's a bit of information she's trying to hold back from at least one person in the room.
A heads up, I don't want to get too far. You said like she scanned the entire room looking at everybody to make sure that they were paying attention. Can I have noticed who or what the grudge like flared up on? I would assume if I'm mad at someone and I look at them, it might something inside me might flare up.
Absolutely. You can easily note the person that the queen has a grudge against. It's this older gentleman whose family crest is that of 2 crossed swords sort of plunging down with a phoenix rising up behind the 2 of them.
Okay. What is this family?
Ooh, do you have a heraldry proficiency?
No.
You don't know. You didn't pay enough attention in school. You're just, the dude. You can recognize the sigil. You can find out later.
I'll
but
figure
in the
it out.
moment,
Yeah.
You don't know.
Cool.
Unfortunately, I do have heraldry. I guess you'll know that, so
Yeah.
maybe you can ask me afterwards.
Cool.
It's interesting knowledge. We'll be sure to think upon it. Whilst I have you here, there was something else, a conversation that I promised another I would have with you. If now's an appropriate time.
She nods and gestures for you to speak.
We came across a group of adventurers known as the Wayfarers. We've been working with them, helping each other out over these last sort of 12 months. Recently, you spoke about our attack on Justina, Scoria's necromancer. They assisted us in this attack, and I was able to convince them to do so by offering them I said I would speak to you and have you listen to their pleas. They're from Eridon and wish to speak to you about what happens to their lands once the war is won. I made no promises on your behalf. I just said that I would get them a chance to speak.
These people have helped us thus far. They have
Many
aided
times.
our efforts.
Essential in
Yes.
our mission destroying Justina.
I would be extremely pleased to speak with them.
Thank you. We'll let
Have
them know.
my people arrange it. Yes. Now, as to the assembled wealth, I assume you'll be wanting to keep the magic items.
I mean, we'll have them
Someone brings
investigated, but yeah, we tend to find a great number of uses for these sorts of items, yeah.
One of the unnamed wizards behind her hands her a scrap of paper, and she reads through it, saying, well, aside from the tablet, everything seems to be, well, easy to hand out to you. Do you know what this tablet is? Imric McGarry? Great wizard?
Some sort of dangerous, extremely powerful evocation magic. I'm not sure exactly what it does. I would need to study it.
Well, wait.
It's not obvious from looking at it.
You have Arcanology in the other one, right? Can you not... Maybe you've heard of this thing? I don't know if you want to roll for it.
Okay, well, I mean, I've got ancient history, ancient languages, arcanology, spellcraft.
Arcanology tells you of the great mages of the era. Those other things aren't really useful in this situation. Okay. You are a 9th level wizard?
10th.
10th level.
Like, people are making arcanology checks to find out about me now at this point.
There are no history books written about Imric McGarry. They can make arcanology checks in 100 years.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you make me a spellcraft check at -10?
Okay. All right. We're looking at we're looking at a D20 plus 2 here.
Yeah, crazy shit has happened before.
Okay, almost.
Close.
Almost.
No, you have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it's dangerous. I will take care of it carefully and identify it personally.
I like that. Anton smirks at that.
You will take care of it personally?
Oh, well, I'm sure Oxomba will have had time. Wait, hang on. I won't take care of it personally because I don't have an identify spell. So I'll make sure to deliver it to Oxomba personally.
Sounds like she already knows what it is, brother.
Paper in the air and says that it's already been taken down to a safe room below. Who knows what it could be or what dangers it could bring. It's currently locked up in a room lined with an inch of lead.
Probably for the best. Whatever it is, it's powerful though. We should find out what it does post haste, for it may prove useful.
The rest of these magical items I hear are more than fine for you all to have. The wealth we will have to do with as best as we can, but I will make sure that you have the financing for your castle ready up front, one way or the other. Once accounts are made, we'll see where the final dollar line lands, copper line lands. I'm sure you need rest and relaxation after all of these things. Please take your time. If there's anything you need, come to me. I will be here. Me and the others in this room have much to discuss. So, McGarry's, you have the gratitude of a nation.
We nod. We thank you. The honor to serve is ours, and we look forward to working more together in the future.
Anton
shall
gives
leave you to your work.
Yeah, Anton gives like a coy wave to the Nadinus priest.
She gives you the, what do you call it, the Midwestern cold shoulder, like a half gentle smile, like sweetie.
Our answer, how old is this Nadinus priest, by the way?
Don't make me look up her age.
I just feel like Anton and her could have like a good sort of, 6-month
session,
relationship.
yeah.
Where
It's the start of a rom-com where they hate each other at first, but then slowly. I could see it.
She loves plants. He just loves killing people. It's the stories all the time.
As we walk out, I guess Anton will whisper to Imric, the older gentleman with 2 crossed swords and a phoenix is his symbol. Who is that? What family?
Crotchety old bastard, I know. That's Lord Neal.
Well, what's his name, Nick?
Oh, Lord Advent. Does that already exist?
It does now.
Lord
Okay.
Pepsi. Just whatever in the area.
Yeah.
Lord Advent.
Yeah.
Do you know why the queen is beefing with him? I don't know if I ever told you, but my amulet.
She is?
My amulet can detect minor or major grudges.
Noble families will probably beef with each other for a million different stupid reasons. I'm sure she probably scoffed at some dumb tapestry she had or something or another.
I believe that the grudge was overwhelming, but maybe you're right, too. I'm just curious.
Maybe it was a tapestry made by her favorite brother or something, who knows.
Perhaps ask the man, Anton. Go and speak to him. Make up some petty complaints about the Queen. He'll be sure to volunteer as grudge at that point.
I wouldn't dare speak ill of our queen, Imric.
Oh, of course, but I just mean in an attempt to endear the man to you.
Do you know how bad that could look? Me going up to the person that she's beefing with, speaking ill of her?
I suppose so. Maybe you're right.
I'll see if Mother can figure it out. She has
As you guys are
She'll
having
know.
this conversation and making your way through the castle halls back towards the main entrance, there comes
Portal opens,
a
4
wrapping
dragons.
of heavy boots behind you. And throwing a look over your shoulder, you can see that one of the assembled lords and ladies is making her way towards you. An older woman wearing extremely fine clothing. Nick, will recognize her as Lady Pentolin, one of the major royal noble families in this area. Lady Pentolin acts as the the general of the armies in the east. It is her that your father ultimately served under over at Bon Theris. It is her that has been arranging sort of the defense of everything east of the mountains, the traps laid there for Scoria, all sorts of shipping expeditions, clearing of those mountains. Like, she's in charge of a whole bunch of shit over on the east side of the kingdom.
Lady Pendleton. Can we help?
I wanted to give you my personal gratitude at your rescuing of my granddaughter. She was one of the people you brought back from Sky Peak. I wanted to give you my gratitude here in person. If there's anything that you need, any favors, any borrowing, anything whatsoever, I am indebted to you.
It looks Cyril.
We not? Do we know anything about her family or what they do or anything?
Yep. Fancy noble family, huge landowners. Their seat of power is in Bon Theris itself. Your father served under her, but like enough ranks under her that she probably wouldn't have had direct communication with him.
They're like a huge, powerful family then, it sounds like,
yes,
yeah?
They are one of the major families in the country.
Sounds like Emmerich getting married.
Top 20.
Yeah.
Top 5?
Do I remember this granddaughter? Did she stand out?
No, you have no fucking... She was just one of the random people in here. You couldn't place a face on her.
She didn't like come out of one of the entrances to the mine, having worked down there as a slave for 6 months. Blonde, flowing golden hair swept over her shoulder, perfect.
Yeah, but there were like
makeup.
20 of those people, you know?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they were just fucking everywhere.
So there was an 18 hotness lady down there. And you didn't even tell us.
It's one of the people that Cyril killed.
Yeah, you didn't even think to let the McGarrys know.
Frembo was 18 hotness.
Because Tyrell would have been.
Yeah, I mean, we'd nod, we'd accept her graciousness. We'll say maybe in the future we'll have a favor by which you can repay us, but until then, we're glad to be of service.
These are the hotnesses of the people you rescued, of the women you've rescued from the mine. There are equal numbers of men, but I just didn't roll them because I think you're all pretty straight.
117. Anton is by. Thank you very much. But,
Oh, well then. Here's the boys.
Another
Cool.
17.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We thank her and make our way out.
Real quick on the grudge thing. Does the grudge detect grudges both ways or just one way or?
I'm not sure.
I don't understand the question.
So you said that when you used your amulet, you detected a grudge between the queen and the other person. Or Is that it? Does the queen have a grudge against them? Do they have a grudge against her? Does it detect either way? Because like I could have a grudge against somebody that doesn't even know who the fuck I am. Maybe they cut me off in traffic, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, how does that work?
That is a great question. That was a monodirectional grudge. It was the queen against this person. Person, the Lord Advent, did not have noticeable grudge against the queen.
Interesting.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Anton will tell you that. I'm sure that he would know that. Cool.
Sounds good. What now?
We need to see what that magical item is.
Okay. Do you wanna? We can go do the magical items. I'm gonna go talk to my people because they haven't done anything in forever, and I feel bad for them. Make sure they're doing okay.
Okay. The party exits the castle, gets theirself back home to your estate here in town. Your mother is overseeing the construction of the castle over in the Riverlands, so you're here with just a couple of servants that are still lounging around. And, it's been an hour. Why don't we take our first break and come back on the other side with a little bit more Tombs of Scoria?
Okay, sounds good. We'll be back.
That was quick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party goes about doing their things. Who do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the family and Tyrael?
Yeah. He wanted to go see his friends. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Well, Tyrael, there are things to talk about. Shit has been going on in the last few months since you've really engaged with these people. They've got some things to tell you about.
Wow.
The first is they've noticed that there were some people following family-related matters. Your family, the McGarry family related matters. There was someone who was like kind of stalking your mom for a little while from a great distance. This person was found, questioned, turned out to be some sort of either a foreign spy or a local person looking to make some money, and were dispatched and made away with and done away with. There wasn't much other opportunity in the situation. It got pretty violent pretty quickly, and they were just taken care of. So a couple of people who are paying a little bit too much attention to your family, not to be worried about anymore. Secondly, there's been a little bit of problems with the greater international mafia organization. We had mentioned earlier that there was sort of one side wanted to back Mystria, one side wanted to back Drekis, and this has gone from being words and sort of like a cold war to a bit of a hot war. There have been a lot of deaths here of family members in Wicthron Rarenta, and similarly many deaths over in Mystria. Neither side has made any killing blows, but things have turned hot, and cooperation between the two countries has sort of come to a standstill, while either one side is going to win out over the other, or peace can be made between the relative family branches. Here in Wicthron Rarenta, more than a few people that Hans knows are dead. And Hans' lack of involvement in defending or being attacked has been noticed. And some people have come around asking for Hans. He's been keeping a low profile, and people have been, the other members of your little organization here, have been happy to like, oh, we haven't seen him, he's gone, if you know where he is, let us know. Like, they've been playing along with it. But people are out looking for Hans, and he's just trying to keep a fucking low profile.
Wait, real quick. What is that? What? Hans was
your family member who you were initially in contact with.
I think that was Vega.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Vega.
Sorry, Vega.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm getting my Hans and my name's mixed up.
That's
Vega.
fine. Okay. Vega. Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. So we spoke about this last time. I had an explicit conversation about this because when you're doing crime stuff, if you just leave and go work for somebody else, that could be not good. And I remember asking, like, when Vega left, things were still on good terms, right? He didn't just like up and leave in the night, and now he's working for me, and it looks like I jacked, because I wouldn't risk that reputation harm with the family to do that.
Right, he's been slowly distancing himself from them, and it was fine, and it was fine, and it wasn't fine. But now that there's all this bloodshed going around, they're like tracking out all of their former members who have been disappearing to see, like, hey, did you disappear because you're fucking us, or what?
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
He kept a low profile until he could talk with you. He's findable. He's just hiding in the city somewhere right now. And the third thing of major importance is that In addition to, a couple of people who were tracking your family and kind of keeping an eye on things and seemed to be sort of suspicious, there was an invisible person who was tracking down after members of your family or aspects of your family's business, whether it's servants moving here or there, goods being moved, a whole convoy heading out towards the Riverlands. There's been an invisible person following them that has been noticed.
Following them or following us?
Counter-spied. You guys, them, your family.
Okay.
This invisible person, I think you'd mentioned that time an assassin appeared out of nowhere and tried to stab Imric in the back. And your rogues are working on the assumption that this is the same person. She isn't invisible all the time. They tracked her to the edge of town and followed her out. She went to an inn in Fenden, and then speaking with the local innkeeper with money to kind of ease the conversation. He mentioned that this woman's only been in the inn for a few days, but asking around at other inns in Fenden and in Wicthron-Warenta, this woman has appeared in multiple places, never staying in the same inn more than once or more than, a few days at a time, and sort of bouncing around to kind of keep a low profile. She's been seen about. She's been paying close attention to the things your family's been doing, and she hasn't been seen in a couple of weeks. But she's also invisible. Your men assume that she has a ring of invisibility for the ease with which she uses her invisibility comes and goes. And those are the 3 bits of really useful, juicy information that they have for you. We can go deeper if you want, but those are the highlights.
Nope, that's good for now. Okay, I nod. I appreciate the information, and I tell them that I have one more thing I want them to look into, if it's at all possible. It seems as though there's a bit of bad blood in one direction, from the Queen and this other larger noble family. The 2 plunging swords crest. What was the name of that family?
Advent.
Advent. Advent. Yeah, I'm curious if they can dig into that and find if they could find any information. This is an investigation into noble families, so nobody is to be captured, killed, interrogated. I shouldn't even have to say that. They should know this. But yeah, I'm just
find out what the bad blood is, though.
Yeah, basically, yeah, a little bit of gossip.
Okay. Advent family is not a minor noble family. They got plenty of servants and friends and agents.
Also,
look into it.
Can I ask? Does it seem like there are some places that this assassin, is she following all of us, or does she seem to be following Imric specifically? Have there ever been times where she's followed just one of us, or is it only when the 3 of us move together, or?
No. She's been spotted following servants of your family, just like a servant who's left the house and then followed the servant to see where they went. When your mom and a bunch of servants and staff and soldiers took off to head to the Riverlands to oversee the construction of the castle, a couple of your rogues went along as a guise of traveling people who want to go in the same direction, or using the security of the big entourage as to travel with. Common thing back in the day. And they also noticed an invisible woman, or invisible person, assumed to be the same invisible woman, following the whole entourage all the way up to the north.
She followed them the whole way?
Whole way.
Has she done that every time they've gone up, or?
Well, they went up the one time, and they haven't come back yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
it could also have been maybe one invisible person tracking you outside of Wicthron-Warenta and to the edge of the grasslands, and then coincidentally another invisible person on the other side. When you're dealing with invisibility, it's really hard to tell if it's the same person or if you're just being tracked by a lot of invisible people.
Sure.
The going assumption is it's one assassin who's doing this, but
and then has she ever followed the 3 of us, or just my family members and servants and everything?
Since you guys have been out and about, they haven't seen you in town to see if she's been following you in town. They know that they did the one time that Imric was attacked in the back, but aside from that, not sure.
Okay, and then
out and about.
Does I think one last question. What hours of the day is she active? Is it at all hours, basically pretty random, or is it only from set sun up, sundown, or?
They've noticed daytime hours.
Okay, I understand. Okay. Cool. I think that's basically it then. Follow that family around, see what's the
What do you want to do about Vega? people are looking for him. They've got questions about where he is, what his allegiances are, what he's been up to for the past many months since he sort of dipped.
I mean, Vega's doing a lot of work for me on the side, but I also still have strong ties to the family, and we're setting up that thing in the castle. So, I mean, like, I think that it's not like he's left it completely. He just does more work for me on the side now, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Should he relay that information to them?
Yeah, he can relay that information, but he should be, like, handing off contacts. Like, he's not, like, he doesn't bring me all the work that he used to do. He's, like, transferred those responsibilities to other people, which is true. I'm not, like, taking over any part of that business from them. I'm just, like, he works more.
But he's going to say, like, I'm working for Tyrael McGarry now.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. He will say that. Mm-hmm. There is usually when you leave the family or go to work for a different branch, you know, different uncle or different grandma or whatever, usually you get permission from your higher ups to do such a thing. And he sort of dipped without asking for permission. He sort of like just moved with you. So that might cause some friction. It'll be up to the dice and with, you know, modifiers based on how close you are with the family and their assessment of how useful he is in that position, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that was a little disrespectful. We shouldn't have done that. I'll give him a bag of like 40 gold. Maybe he can send that along as a token of appreciation and kind of grease the wheels a little bit on that. Okay, I'll subtract that from my sheet.
Good job.
Other than that,
magic items.
Can I? Oh, I want to head back. I want to have a conversation with Imric.
You can find me. Probably just looking at those two spell books, maybe.
So I've been informed that we have a spy around town that's been following us. Perhaps the same person that tried to stab you in the streets. Yeah.
Ah, right. Well,
so they appear
nice to find them.
It would be. Appear they are mainly active in the daytime. I think there's two things of great importance. If we can find her, obviously we can figure out who she's informing us on, informing to. Talking about us to. I don't know how you would say that. But also, it seems that she might possess a ring of invisibility, which might be a really nice item for us to have as well.
Oh, well, that would be nice, yeah. This person's actively following us. We should be able to find her pretty easily, right?
Potentially. She's not stupid, though, if she's been following us for months at a time and hasn't gotten caught yet. So, something that I was considering, you have a lot of business with Arc Somber. We've got magical items to identify. Perhaps every day. How long does your invisibility spell last?
24 hours.
Wow. Perhaps you could set up a regular morning visit to Arc Somber for the next week if we're in town. And I could follow you as an invisible person every day with my Ring of Seeing, and I could see if I could ever catch her following you if you set this regular route up. I'm hoping that after a few days she'll notice that she could follow you, theoretically, if she leaves at the correct time.
Good idea. Yeah, I was going to go over there in the morning anyway, so I'll make it, you know, a few hours after sunrise each morning, and then, yeah, we'll do it.
Okay. I think that's all I have to say. I'll go talk to Anton and I'll tell him that I've got my people trying to dig into the grudge between the queen and that noble family. Maybe something important will come up, maybe not, but it'd probably be good to be able to know why people here hate each other if they do.
If you want them to get answers, you probably need to talk to the queen's people, like have them like go through the castle and talk to them rather than the other family, because the grudge was only one way, if that makes sense.
I informed them of that.
Cool.
They're pretty smart guys. They'll figure out what they need to do. Yeah.
Good shit.
Okay, that's all I got, other than magical items identifications.
Great. Let's talk about them then. Magical item identification. You've been having people in the castle identify your shit, so it takes you a couple days while they prepare the items and whatnot, and they can look through it. It's very easy to find the first few things. The sword is an arming sword +2. There's a ring of protection +2, a ring of protection +1, and a cloak of protection +1. So useful magic shit, but minor in nature.
Okay, that was a ring of protection +2, and what other ring?
Ring of protection +1.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a potion of extra healing, which is the one she was trying to drink in the ethereal plane, but then realized she's ethereal, and if she drinks it,
blow up,
they might combine and blow up.
I'm down a potion of extra healing. Well, I've got none since I used it in the last fight, so can I take that?
Yeah, maybe. I'll just write it all down first, then I'll just start subtracting it off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A potion of flight. Or flying, you know, however you want to phrase that. A potion of feather fall. 4 potions of fire breathing. Nick, I've assigned you the 2 spell books, so you can scroll through them and roll 20. They're under
Black Mage.
Civilized, Sky Peak, Black Mage, yeah. Black Mage 1, Black Mage 2. And that board. That writing board. Which, let's roll this check. Easy peasy, comes back. This is what is called a sending board. It is a single a single board, like piece of stone with wax in it, that has been split into 2 realities, each with about half the matter of the other one. And whatever happens to one happens to the other. Not like movement or translation. You could rotate one board and the other board just stays the same. But if you were to bend one board, if it was flexible, the other would bend maybe ever so slightly. If you draw on this and the wax moves, it will draw on the other as well, because it's the same board in just 2 places. But it's also extremely fragile. If it is hit pretty hard, if it comes in contact with spells, if it's anywhere near a detect magic spell, if it's teleported, the split reality nature of the board will collapse and the board will appear in one place or the other, because it's one object that's just entangled into 2 different spots, to use a weird physics metaphor.
Okay.
So this board allows you to communicate with writing between 2 places, as long as the board is very carefully protected. You know, if you were to punch the board, it might break, or the spell might break, and its reality might fizzle.
Without the other half, it's essentially, or on the surface, it's useless, right?
Well, the interesting question is who has the other half right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same board. You should be able to scry upon it. It's the same thing. It's in 2 different realities. You should be able to find out where it is.
That's true, yeah. In fact, I guess I'll probably try that. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at it. I should easily be able to scry the other side, right?
Let me look at the notes on this. It's split. An identify or locate beacon spell might reveal the location of the other reality when cast upon an item split by this spell. For identify, treat the location as a property to be checked for. For locate beacon, an intelligence check is needed. These guys were scrying, so they get a locate chance, which is a high success. The other copy of this, the other reality of this board, is in High Castle.
Oh. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Wait, where is it?
It's in High Castle. It's in Aerodynamics.
Capital of mystery.
That's northeast. We've been there before.
That's Crownhold.
I'm sorry. Crownhold. It's in Crownhold. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Got my
that makes more sense.
That does make more sense.
Can I see that on a map? Where's that at?
Yeah, throw something out.
Yeah, let me bring us to a map.
Is that north of Sky Peak?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Across like a lake or something? Hold on.
Yes. It's right here.
You know, talking about Crownhold, I had a thought, Cyril. I know we've been talking for a long time about potential marriages for you as the head of our family. Just hear me out, just a thought. King Gilda took over Mystria in place, I believe, the true heir to their throne. I think there was some sort of rebellion or a coup or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to find the deposed noble family and, say, marry their eldest daughter, that would give you a rightful claim to Mystria. Perhaps go a long way to quelling any issues at the end of the war.
Perhaps, so we can find such a family if they're not already killed, yeah?
Something to keep in mind. I think it could be a good idea. Plus, who in Drakus is worthy of marrying my elder brother?
Sure, why not? We'll keep our eyes out for him if we're in that part of the world, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait, Emmerich, shouldn't we just... Well, I guess we don't have any prisoners to write messages, you know? Never mind.
What do we want to do with this sending board?
I don't know. Maybe see if any... I mean, I look at it, Neal. Has any messages been written?
No, it is wiped clean presently, and it has a stylus with it. The stylus has been found to not be radiating magic. It's just a regular, ordinary stylus. And there's a little like eraser thing, so you can help like smooth out the wax nice and easy. Also non-magical with it.
I don't know. I mean, we could... I think it would be too hasty to try and write any messages now. I think we should bide our time.
I think the person who would know best is Arxambar. We probably don't want this. Probably should just leave it to the capital.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It seems it probably was used to communicate between the Mithril Mines and the whoever in Crownhold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that it's Crownhold though, and not, Scoria's lair.
Maybe. I mean, is it that interesting? Is Scoria really going to be involved in the day-to-day management of the Mithril Mines? I'm sure there's probably some chain of command at Crownhold that's more responsible for directly managing it. Yeah.
Perhaps. To hear the Queen speak of it, though, it does kind of sound like there is two separate military forces in Mystria. There's the army of the king and then the army of Scoria.
I mean, that's kind of how it worked, right? Didn't Scoria approach them independently to offer to help them with the war or whatever?
Yeah. So I guess it means that the people we were fighting were Mystria or Gilda's men as opposed to Scoria's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, true. So have we been in different encounters where we see at points they fly like a Mystrian banner, and at other points they fly a Scoria?
Absolutely. Yes, there were Mystrian banners all over Sky Peak. And when you encountered those knights, those riders who fireballed you and who you later back and went fucked up, they were flying a Scoria banner. There are indeed two separate military forces working together.
Understood.
This might be a way for us to contact King Gilda without drawing the eye of Scoria.
Perhaps.
If such a thing would prove useful in the future.
Perhaps. Can you are you allowed? Can you wear 2 rings of protection at the same time? Did we say if that was okay or no?
Yes, I was doing that for a time.
I've done that.
Yes, we are doing that.
Okay. Are you? Let's talk about this real quick then. For the arming sword +2, do either of you need that or?
Nope.
Nope.
Should I just toss this in the bag of holding, or do we put this on our family or on our house sheet?
Give it to a knight, I reckon. Someone in our employ.
What is the home sheet we're using? Is it the party sheet?
Yeah, party sheet.
Sorry.
We have our big knights now. If you want to start handing shit out to them, you have like a level 6 knight. That's really good stats if you want to give him your shit. But if not,
maybe I'm adding that to the party sheet. So the longsword +2 is there. For the ring of protection +2, do either of you need one of those?
Nope.
Nope.
Does that ring of protection +2 give you +2 to saves as well?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you think it's ever worth it to dual wield ring of protection +2s over ring of free action and ring of protection?
I've got
Rarely.
1 ring of protection and 1 ring of free action. I think I think it's better to have at least 1 protection ring and then a flex on your other.
That's what I have, but I would hold on to the ring of protection +2. Just you can keep 2 on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that to my
Your mother's personal bodyguard. She has a knight that's like her dedicated guard. Does not have a +2 weapon or magic armor or anything at this point, according to my notes. I think we talked about it, and you said you hadn't gifted them any gear.
Are you keeping track of what we gift them, or are we keeping track of that on other thing? Because I think we have gifted some magical swords out, haven't we? Like
I
we
think
did.
you
definitely
keep
have.
track of that. Yeah.
To your captain of the guard and your
Yes.
junior captain of the guard, but not to your mother's personal bodyguard.
Okay.
Let's trade out the +2 to our junior captain and then give the +1 to that guy.
Your junior captain already has a +2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They've both got +2s. Okay. I say we give it to the Mama's bodyguard. Why not?
We can give him the ring of protection +1 for sure, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean the sword.
The armor sword +2.
Yeah.
Sure. Fuck it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you can have the protection ring +1. That's nice.
Are you writing that down, Koibu, or do we need to keep track of that?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Wait, maybe we should give the ring of protection to our mother. Might save our life.
I thought about that, but it's if she's like a civilian, she's like fucking AC like 12 or 11 or something. Does it
10?
Yeah, is +1 or +2 really gonna help? I don't think so. Cloak of protection +1.
I already have a +2, so no good for me.
What about you, Moot?
I already have +2.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in my bag of holding. How long does it? Let's figure this out right now, Koibu. How long does it take to don or doff a cloak?
If you're not in combat, you can, moments. You just unpin one, pick up the other, pin it. If you're in combat and you got to pull out the bag, pull out the cloak from the bag and take off and put your others and then put your other one back in the bag, it'd take like a full round.
Okay, but if there's like an upcoming fight, if we're like, okay, in the next room we got to fight, this isn't like a 5-minute ordeal. It's like I take my cloak off and I put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What's your other cloak do? Oh, it's the cheetah cloak.
The cloak of the cheetah, which is nice, but only activatable once every 30 minutes. And I think charging attacks only give you a +2 to hit.
Yeah.
And no other bonuses, so it can be nice, but okay. Okay, potion of extra healing. You needed that, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
4 potions of fire breathing. Do we want to?
We should all have one.
Okay.
They work by you drink them, and then I think you've got like 10 minutes basically to, or maybe even longer, maybe an hour.
Okay, put one on my sheet.
Okay, I'm gonna put since there's 4, I'll put 2 in the bag of holding. Oh, the cloak does give me dexterity as well. Oh, I'm probably not gonna take that off then.
Yeah.
Two potions of fire breathing. And then a potion of... Oh, wait. Let's write this on the potions thing right now. What does this potion of fire breathing do? Koibu.
Yeah. Let me open up the source material.
I actually already have one of these.
Yeah. It does... What was it?
3d10?
3d10 fire damage. You drink it, you can hold it in your belly for up to an hour and then explode it out. If you hold it for too long and don't blurt it out, it blows up inside you for double damage. But otherwise, you can just breathe fire once.
3d10 fire damage, hold in belly for up to 1 hour, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
What?
Are you aware that you've drank that you've drank a potion of fire breathing? Okay.
Yeah, you can feel the fire burning in your bodies.
Okay. So you couldn't like give somebody this, have them drink it, and then they're like, oh, I didn't even know, and then after an hour they explode or some shit.
No.
Okay, just checking. Okay, I've got that.
If you like gave it to someone and they then like altered their memory so they didn't remember drinking it, they would still feel like they've got this big ass burp, and they'd probably just burp and kill you.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I want to make sure that we. I would like to iron out this stuff as much as possible so when it comes in the future, we don't all have to argue over what it means. So it's 3d10 fire damage, held in your belly for up to 1 hour. What is the range, the AoE? How does this work? Yeah.
Pretty big if I remember.
I think it's well, let me just look
60 feet maybe. Maybe even more.
Potion of fire breath. 20 feet wide, 80 feet long.
Cool.
Okay, cool. And then there's just the potion of flight and the potion of featherfall.
Cool. You can keep those.
And the scroll was a scroll of teleportation.
Okay.
Flight lasts for how long? Was it 1 hour?
I'll keep that.
Or 10 minutes?
I assume it's... Oh, sorry. I assume it's also not regular teleportation. It's probably teleportation without air.
No, it's a regular scroll of teleportation.
How long does the flight and featherfall potion last too? Just checking.
The flight is in the same manner. Potion durations. 1d4 plus 4 turns, so 50 minutes to 80 minutes.
Okay, and the featherfall?
Featherfall, same different duration, 50 to 80 minutes.
Okay, cool. You said you're taking the scroll of teleportation, right?
Yep.
Cool. I think as one fun. We did determine that our dragon scale armor is not rustable, right? Did we determine that?
Correct.
Right. It's non-metal, cannot be rusted. I think I've been using rust monsters wrong for like 20 years.
That's okay. Just making sure. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Any other questions or?
Nope. I think we're ready to level up.
Now, there have been some arguments made during the break about whether or not this was landmark worthy. And I hadn't even considered this being landmark worthy. I was thinking, you know, fighting an epic dragon. But there were some interesting role-playing decisions brought up for why this might be worthy of a landmark. MrMouton, would you like to repeat your earlier words to me?
Yeah, I think the McGarrys have made leaps and bounds on huge role-playing implications. I think us giving complete trust to the crown is something that is kind of new and something that has been brewing for a while, but you can see it clearly through us giving all of the money away. Another was us saving 50 people, becoming heroes rather than, you know, working for ourselves for magical items and loot. This was more about literally the roleplay thing of saving 50 noble people from certain death. Yeah.
And it was a direct blow against Scoria in a way that we haven't done. The only other time was the Necromancer Castle, which would also come under this argument.
We're also rolling in prior adventures as well, because we also slayed a black dragon despite 4 other dragons coming to its aid. And we killed a whole bunch of other shit. And yeah. And I don't think we ever got anything. Did we get experience for killing Justina?
Nope.
Okay, that was also a whole other thing we did.
This is all would be rolling in, yeah.
A couple of strikes against Scoria directly, killing her necromancer, striking against Mystria by destroying killing the people who run the operations and stealing a bunch of wealth from their mithril mine. Stuff with dragons. Yeah. So why don't you all take a level? That's a level in both your classes.
Nice work, man.
10,
Did it. 10, 11.
So, who wants to roll for some hit points?
Oh,
we don't roll for hit points anymore.
Oh, that's so.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
really?
Oh, we can throw that away.
No.
I would argue that we throw it away because there's not many. Okay. All right.
No. There's a reason that your hit points become flat.
I get plus. Wow, plus half a HP.
For your fighters, you each gain 3 hit points, which is equivalent to a hit point and a half because you divide by 2 for your classes.
Okay, so I get 2.
Our wizard gets 1 divided by 2 is half. Our cleric gets 2 divided by 2 is 1, and our rogue gets 2 divided by 2 is 1 as well. So.
Do I gain more because of the Amulet of Constitution, or is it still the same?
Yes, you should gain more.
Fuck.
I don't think you get con anymore. I think he's wrong.
Oh, maybe
Really?
not?
I believe it says in there, yeah.
I can't remember.
Because I don't know if I should have gained more last time either as well then.
The Constitution bonuses when a character reaches 10th level, 9th for wizard or priests. Neither the Constitution bonus nor hit dice are added to the character's hit point total after he has passed this level.
So then I would get it for 9 and 10?
You do not get it for... Hold on, where's my table? At level 10, you just get the flat 3.
Okay, so then what would the extra have been for the level 9 warrior then? For 18 con.
You would have gotten 4, but I think that was already taken into account.
Yeah, I think you're good on your HP, honestly.
I
don't think I did for the last level up. I got my normal level up, but I don't think I did for the con, because I think I got this amulet before this level up, and then when I got... But your audience of the wiki people might know better than me.
Why don't we just keep it as if you had, and we'll consult the notes later so we don't have to spend like 20 minutes digging into it right now.
So we both get 3.5 HP, I think.
I get 2.5, I think.
Oh yeah, 2.5, that's right.
I got 2.
Yep.
MrMouton and Green Zerg should both gain 2 HP. Destiny should gain
keeping the 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Destiny gets 2.5. The rest of you guys get 2.
Anton gets 2.5 because you get 2 divided by 1, and then for fighter you get 1.5. Because cleric
Right, so
gets
1.5
plus 1
Oh.
is 2.5.
Okay, sorry.
Imric is the only one that gets a weird amount.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the two of you get 2.5, and Imric gets 2.
Yep.
Okay,
Alright.
that's it. Thank you.
What a great level this is for me. I might not get the next level spells like I should, but I get an extra slot in 3rd, 4th, and 5th level.
Oh, extra slots are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You don't gain a new spell level, but you do get the extra spells. MrMouton, Anton McGarry, you have reached 10th level cleric priest.
Right.
So you get an additional 4th and 5th level spell slot.
Very nice.
And a rogue gets another 60 points.
Don't forget to add on the combat page in the hit adjust box in the top left of it says from level. You're going to want to increase that to 9.
That's true.
In where?
Combat page, and then the sort of top right table it says hit adjust.
Oh, from
Do I get
level.
new saves?
Box that says from level, and it wants to be 9. I'm just looking at saves now.
Is that if you're fighter level 9 or fighter level 10 is from 9?
You get 9 from fights level 10.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think we get new proficiencies, maybe? I don't remember.
Let's see. So for saves, Mooten, you're going to level 10 priest.
Yeah.
So your spells for priest should now be 6, 10, 9, 12, 11.
Okay, so my PPD goes down. That's the only one I think.
And there's no impact on warrior saves. Rogues, no impact, and wizards. Oh, I do get new saves at level 11.
Well, keep in mind his rogue is level 13.
13 now, yeah.
Oh, 13. Oh, so you do get new saves. Should be 10, 8, 9, 13, 9. Bear in mind that if your fighter saves are higher.
13, 9. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
If you have better fighter saves, you keep those,
Yeah. And lower is better.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Ooh, well, if he's a 13th level rogue,
New backstab?
does backstab improve?
Oh, yeah. We've used that like twice.
It does. You have now maxed out your backstab damage multiplier. It is now ×5, and this is the highest it will ever get.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have those thief points to assign. Go ahead.
Are there new non-weapon proficiency slots?
I think warrior gets both a weapon and a non-weapon at 10. If I'm reading the
warrior gets every level divisible by 3.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's at 9. Okay.
Yeah, you just gotten it.
So no,
Priest
there's
gets
nothing
it
at level 10 then.
Every level by 3. So I guess I don't get a non-weapon either.
Can I roll to learn some new spells, Neal?
Absolutely. Well, yes and no. So if you're going to be rolling to learn spells, we're definitely taking some downtime for you guys to do stuff, which I think is an appropriate action. You're going to need time to sort of plan your next maneuver, and you're going to need time to learn spells. I think maybe some of this level up will come from your fame having been like so renowned at this point that other great fighters in the area, while you're in town, will want to like practice with you and spar with you, and you'll get some calls at your door. Someone saying, "Oh, the great Lord blah 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 has come and wishes to have a friendly combat match with the based Tyrael McGarry. Would you?"
We take any of them.
Yeah.
That's
and so I think
fucked up.
as we spend some downtime here and spells are learned, magic is investigated, plans are laid for the future, we also have some interaction with these various nobles and mighty warriors who wish to spar and test your might.
I'm going to cast a few spells then. Consequence on us, taking the Mithril Mine. Where does this fit in with the grand scheme, I think? So I think this might answer, like, is Scoria more likely to come and attack us? Is she going to send assassins,
It's a great question to be asking. Okay. Consequence. And there's no chance. It's just 100%. It just works, right?
I think so.
Yeah, there's no roll involved.
There's no roll. I already have the items. They don't go away.
So the consequence of the siege of Sky Peak. God, this is such a hard spell to
Come up with, yeah.
Yeah. What's a short way of giving you the consequences that isn't so direct that it gives you, pure answers, but isn't so vague that it's useless? Your enemy's finances may be set back for a time. But their enemy's finances may be set back for a time. But your profile has been raised.
Okay. Cool.
Is profile the right word? Profile's not the right word. Like profile is in like an FBI terror watch list profile.
Like GTA, we're at like 4 stars now instead of 3.
Sure. I've never played GTA. I don't know.
What?
Got it.
I live under a rock. I play nothing.
Anton will, I guess, quickly talk with Velthar over this week too. He'll go to the Riverlands and check on the McGarry Keep. I assume, because he said like if we want to do the wedding, then you need to finish the chapel first. So as soon as that's done, then we'll do the wedding. So I assume that's underway. He'll give some pointers and explain what he wants in the chapel. He'll go check on the Giants. How are they doing? They're chilling.
All right, so you're going to spend some time heading up to the Riverlands, checking out the keep, checking out the Giants, making sure the wedding is underway properly and that the chapel's underway. Yeah, cool. You're going to check on the civil stuff. Imric, you're going to learn spells. Tyrael, you've got a bunch of people who want to train with you and spar with you. Same thing with Anton.
Oh, the best.
What do you want to do with your downtime aside from that? Imric?
I think the most
not Imric, Tyrael.
I think the most important thing is trying to set that trap with Imric. To see if we can get that one lady to come out of hiding. How long is our downtime going to be?
Like a week or two?
I think Nick's spell learning process is going to be the major
take
factor
a little bit
here.
longer, yeah.
Okay. If it's a few weeks, then yeah, like doing, then attempting to do that, setting up that trap is going to be an important thing. Following up on Vega, making sure his stuff goes okay, and potentially being like a liaison for the communications between our keep and the family, because they wanted to set up that room or that area that they could do business out of. If anything comes up between that, it'll mainly be like that, like household affairs kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
I also, maybe we can do this in a solo session, Neal, but I want to go to the airship as well during this downtime. So I think we can skip over that and come back to it and see what happens there. Okay.
Sure. Sounds great. So, Imric, how many spells do you want to learn? That way we'll have an idea of how much downtime we need to spend.
4.
And what level spells are these?
2 level 4, 2 level 5.
Okay. Well, roll me the 4d2 for how many days this first spell will take you to learn.
You want me to roll that before I roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to just roll all 4 of them?
Sure.
Just to see how long it takes.
So that'll be 18d2, so 24 days.
Jesus Christ.
Good roll as well.
I thought we were taking 2 weeks.
Well, if Neal's gonna, usually you get the spell when you level up, but if Neal's gonna make me research them with time, then.
I mean,
Takes
with this,
time.
it's 3 weeks.
Well, you get one spell. You get a couple.
Well, he's got
spells.
more to roll.
I thought
Wait,
you
what?
were.
No, that's all
This
of
is
them. No, that's
everything.
all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's everything? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
1, 2. February. 3 weeks plus 1, 2, 3 days. So this is spell learning. Yeah.
In this time, Anton is gonna commune with Velthara at some point too.
Great. All right, Nick. What's your first spell, and what are you looking for percentage-wise?
Okay. This is Fire Shield. I think I'm gonna go high on this one. So I'm looking for a 40 to 100.
A 41 to 100.
41 to 100, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Nice.
Fire shield, good.
Next one is Ultravision.
What do you want?
All right.
I'm gonna go low on this one. 0 to 60.
Oh my god, look at you. Nick.
Oh my god. Next one is Advanced Illusion.
Low again, for sure.
We're going low again on this one.
Oh,
yeah. Whoa, we got it. And then the last one is Lower Resistances. And I'll go high on that one. Wait, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
got it. I got all 4.
Good.
Amazing.
You're rolling like Nilrim.
Yeah.
This has never happened, Nick.
It's
this
literally
is
never
a
happened.
monument. In fact, you can level up your wizard again. That was amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, not really.
But not really, right? Why am I covered with ink? This is why we went to regular ballpoint pens, people. Fucking fountain pens are the worst.
Anything else, or are we taking our second break?
Yeah, we can take our second break right here and come back on the other side with the stuff that Tyrael and Anton are doing.
All right, cool. We will be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party is scattered, doing all sorts of things. Imric has learned his spells, and it's time to find out what's going on with Tyrael and Tyrael's henchmen.
So on that point, I'm going to learn it with Arc Sombar, and I go at the same time every morning. And I let Tyrael know before I leave, because he's going to follow me invisible.
Yep.
So I can cast the invisibility on him in the morning before I leave, and then I'll...
Yeah. During the times that you do this, you do not spot anyone stalking you invisibly. You will see, Tyrael, on at least one occasion, an invisible person, but they are like tangential to your activities. Like you're headed towards the castle, and they're like coming along the street, going somewhere else, completely unrelated.
What do they look like?
Middle-aged man, wearing soft leather boots.
Did I see this guy?
Very gentle clothing, nothing that would make a lot of noise with him, carrying a dagger at one side and like a rich cloak around their shoulders.
Did I see this guy before? Does he have any rings on?
Give me a perception check to see if you can notice him with rings or not. You know, there's too much of a crowd. You couldn't get a look at the fingers, but you can see the head and shoulders.
Do they look like the person that, because didn't Arc Somber switch because the girl died or something? Am I crazy? Does she look like that?
Yeah, there's a new apprentice. Nope.
I mean, like, if I
New
see this
person.
person, I would probably like to take off and chase them.
Yeah. This person will head through the streets of Wicthron Marenta until they arrive at the local museum.
Well, can I, real quick,
wait.
if I get closer to this person, can I make another perception check for rings?
Yes. Yes, you can. No rings. But you'll notice this while they wait at the museum door for it to open and for guests to like move through, and then they can slip into the museum undetected. You notice they don't have any rings, and they're just sort of standing around, waiting.
Can I follow them?
Patiently. Give me a dex check to slip in the door along with them as they enter into the museum. Failure indicates that you bump into something, or you're otherwise, have to make yourself known to get in through the door.
Okay. How much time do I have to prepare for this dex check?
A few seconds.
Okay.
Oh my, yeah. You easily get in. They head into the museum. That's not a very large place. It's an old stone building here in town that has like art objects of value and maybe some old trinkets from, this is the sword that belonged to so-and-so back in the day, and many of these things are contested. And the person heads over, past some areas, takes a stone out of their pocket, actually not a stone, like a coin, a golden coin out of their pocket, and slides it gently along the floor in such a way that it'll make some noise, and you notice a security guard who's standing about gets distracted by the coin and goes over and picks it up and starts to look around for who might have dropped such a thing. And while their attention is turned, our invisible thief just walks up to like a painting on the wall behind them, takes it out, and very quickly with the dagger cuts out the image, rolls it up, shoves it in a bag, hangs the painting up, and then walks out.
Okay, I will continue.
And waits for someone to, open the door to get out again.
Yeah, I'll continue to follow the person.
Yep. Your ring lasts for how long?
It's 30 minutes of true sight.
Okay, so you're there. It'll take 10 minutes to get there, maybe 5 minutes inside. So that's 15 minutes. 5 minutes there. You will, let's roll. That was good for you. Yeah, it only takes another 6 minutes for them to get back to their house. It is a moderately noble household. They've got, banners outside that indicate their nobility. It's in the noble district of town. They're not one of the most important families. They're one of the more minor families. Do you have a heraldry proficiency?
Unless we all got them for being nobles. No, I don't
Nope.
think so. No, we did not.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know the family name, but it's they go into a gate that just sort of opens and then closes, and they walk up to the front door. They open, they close it, they walk inside.
They were
back
still
inside, so you
invisible
see
while they
their house.
opened the gate and opened their door, or did they go visible?
Nope, they opened the things invisibly, and the gate just sort of like opened a little and closed a little. Maybe someone else on the street noticed. Maybe they didn't. They didn't seem to care anymore at this point.
Gotcha. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
How do you signal for somebody to come open the gate?
You could open the gate. You could just
Yeah,
there's
but
like a
I want to
latch.
go. I want to be. Can I punch a rock to break my invisibility or something?
Totally, yeah.
Yep. I want to break my invisibility, and then I'd like to either ring for somebody at the gate or open the gate and go and knock on the door.
Totally. You can open the gate, walk on in, get to the front door. You give a knock. A servant comes and opens it. She gives you a deep curtsy. Oh my God! Is it Lord McGarry before me? My eyes, my heart. Oh, have you come to pay your respects to our humble abode?
I nod. Indeed, I'm looking for the owner of the estate.
Of course, Lord McGarry. Let me get him post haste for you. And she hurries off. And maybe 15 minutes later, down comes the same man, huffing and puffing, saying, "I'm so sorry, Lord McGarry, to keep you waiting. I'm so sorry. I can't believe she didn't let you in. Please, please come in. I'm so honored to have you as a guest in my house. Is there something I can get for you? Wine, water, fine food, perhaps? My daughter's hand in marriage? Just kidding, unless you haven't had any appropriate offers of marriage.
I will. I'll cut him off and I'll say, a glass of your finest wine, and let's take a seat here in the main room and chat for a minute.
Did you hear the man? Get him wine. And then he sits comfortably in a large leather-bound chair with metal studs, and motions for you to do the same. I must say, I'm very proud of the work you've done for Drekis. That whole adventure at Sky Peak is quite the tale. The bards have been coming up with versions. Have you heard their versions? Are any of them remotely accurate? I'm dying to know.
I kind of nod disinterestingly. There's a word there. I nod with a disinterest as my eyes scan the room. Does it look like there's a lot of fine art in this room? Is it adorned with art that maybe is more fine than I'd expect a minor noble family to possess?
The person does appear to be an art collector of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a call. You have a lot of fine artwork you've collected here over the years.
Yes, this one's my Rosenbaum. It's one of my favorites.
It's interesting. How many people? How would you say, like, how many people are in your family? Like, how wide does your family span?
Oh, well, there's me, my wife, our 6 children, 6 living children, that is. God rest the souls of the others. Their husbands and wives and grandchildren. I was the only one of my family to survive to this age. And my wife was the same, only child all the way through. So it's just us and our children and grandchildren. The gods have seen fit to deprive us of my children of their grandparents. So just us. Most of my
I nod.
are grown and moved out by now.
I look around and I say, you've collected many a fine thing. You know, I'm curious.
It's been my life's work.
life's work. So me and my brothers, as I'm sure you and half the kingdom by now have heard, are on quite an important mission, battling Scoria.
Yes.
There's no chance that in the course of your adventures, perhaps you've come across, maybe some old ancient wizard's book containing spells maybe you can't decipher, or maybe some sort of item or object that would be of use to a cleric or a wizard or anything?
It's an honor to have you asking me such questions. I am a dabbler in magic myself. I have reached the second circle of magic. I know it's nothing compared to the brother of yours, but it's a minor accomplishment that I like to hang my wizard hat on from time to time. But unfortunately, I'm an art dealer and art collector at heart. I've no access to ancient tomes or books. What little spells I've learned, I've procured from friends, family, and what people will sell them to me.
I nod and I lean forward and I rest my hands on my knees and I look intently into his eyes and I say, "Are you sure you don't have any of the better stuff hidden away in a back room? Maybe stuff that you've wheeled and dealed for that you don't like to show off or display publicly, but some stuff that you hold close to you?"
I would give my right arm to help our kingdom in this fight. You and your brothers may look through all of my spell books. I shall have them gathered together at once. If anything in them could be remotely useful to you, please borrow it for as long as you need.
I'm sure I would know this guy talks so much with my lovely brothers about their magic. Random spell books or whatever probably wouldn't contain anything of value for you, right, Nick?
Unlikely. Yeah.
Unlikely. Okay. I nod and I consider for a moment. Second circle of magic is impressive. It's 2 circles deeper than I'll ever make. So, okay, that's good. I'm sure a man of you probably keeps track of a lot of things that come in and out of the city. If you ever find anything or hear of anything that could be of value to either me or my brothers, I implore you to please let us know. Can you do that for me?
It would be my honor to help you in your righteous quest to defeat evil Scoria and purge her from our lands.
Gotcha. I nod. I stand up. Well, I sit down.
What, is that what brought you here today? How did you know I was,
I nod and I stand up and I reach into my pocket and I pull out a gold coin and I hand it to him and I say, "You dropped this early today. I just wanted to return it to you." And I figure as a man that enjoys art, maybe if you see anything magical that's coming in and out of the city that might be of value to us, you'd let us know about it in the future. I'm sure I could trust you to do that, yeah?
Are you sure I dropped this, my lord McGarry?
I nod. I'm quite sure. I'm sure your servant can show me the door, and if you come across anything of value, please be sure to let me know.
I will have my spellbooks delivered to your house this afternoon. I swear to it.
Okay, I'll leave. I'm good.
Yeah. And the man will spend the rest of his days in paranoia that Tyrael McGarry will turn him into the law.
Good.
But no, there are no other people following your brother as you follow him to and from the castle each day.
I know I'm learning spells now, but I did have just one little thing I want to do each day.
Mm-hmm.
So after I arrive at Arxombar's place, I'm going to cast clairvoyance on the the place we just were, Sky Peak.
You want to know
what's going on.
Clairvoyance on Sky Peak.
Yeah, I'll maybe do different parts. Like one day I'll do the town, another I'll do the courtyard in front of the keep, another I'll maybe do that room where Frembo was with the magic circle. Another time I'll do in the mine,
Yeah. So as you clairvoyance into this, you will see that the town is suffering quite a bit. Most of the leadership has been killed here. Many of the people in the keep have been killed here. There are some soldiers that arrive that wave flags that you don't recognize. They're probably the flags from the village down below at the base of Sky Keep, or some mystery and bullshit. And the flags on the castle change. At first, the other ones come down. The flags of Mystria rise up. Flag of King Gilder, essentially, and then maybe like a week or two later, those flags come down and other flags come up of a new family who is
not
probably
Scoria,
been tasked
not Scoria,
with, not Scoria, no, Probably some new family that's been tasked with guarding the keep and running things here.
And do I ever see anyone who looks like, a big deal? Like some super high-level fighter, cleric, wizard, wandering around with a big entourage and dripping in magic. I mean, I know I can't detect magic, but I feel like someone like that might stand out.
You don't see any such ostentatious displays of wealth. You will see groups of people clustering about in situations where you think that this person here might be important. They've got like 4 guards with them, and there are some people following them. But then they also look like maybe they're taking notes on what's happening, or maybe they're assessing damages. Maybe it's like an insurance claims collector, or, clearly that's a joke. But, there are people going about doing things, taking a look. And you will see people wearing the new banners about. But there's never in the little bit that you check up, you don't coincidentally notice some beef mo in charge.
Since we're doing 3 weeks, I also would implore you to scry upon the gold dragon every single day and see if you can get an audience with them.
Yeah. I mean, I can do the crystal. I do the crystal ball and the gold dragon. I'll have project self ready if it works.
Anton will also every day scry on the gold dragon. I have magic font.
You want to be casting Speak with Dead on the black dragon? I
have 2. Well, I'm going to cast that once a week. So we'll get to this. 3 saves of the Speak with Dead, and then magic font every day to try and scry upon the gold dragon.
Magic font.
It's pretty much crystal ball. Except I don't think I can go insane.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got talking with the black dragon. We've got magic fonting the gold dragon. We've got
crystal balling the gold dragon as well.
Crystal balling the gold dragon.
I'll probably do this with Anton at the same time. It's probably like in the evening when we're both done with whatever we're doing for the day.
So we should dedicate. Do we want to dedicate some time right now to dragon talk? We can totally do that. I was going to get involved in material stuff, but we can bookmark that for a moment. Let's do dragon chat.
Sure.
Okay. The dark magics. As you reach out to the gold dragon. Do we know the gold dragon's name yet? Did you catch it?
We don't know their name.
Great. Perfect.
It would be nice to have its name. Then I could message it directly.
Yes. So our characters will use clairvoyance, crystal ball, and magic font to try and scry upon the gold dragon. Now, you've only seen the creature just the once.
Yeah.
You never forget a gold dragon.
So your chances are individually low, but you have a lot of time, right?
3 weeks.
You got weeks to do this. Weeks and weeks. Crystal ball. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to make a bunch of dice rolls right here.
Cool.
No, that solves it. Sure enough, one of these scrying methods will eventually land. It will be a magic font that lands, and you can see the gold dragon.
Okay.
At this point in time, the gold dragon is sitting in a large stone cavern. No wealth is around them of any kind, any shape. You can see claw marks on the walls, claw marks on the ground, fresh, deep gorges. It looks like this is a freshly carved out lair of the gold dragon in which they sit. Standing before them are a dozen people. They look mostly like knights or soldiers or warriors of some kind. Some wield axes, some wield two-handed swords, some with
aggressively
hammers. No, just at their sides. They don't wear a casual uniform. They are mixed-matched armor types. Some things on them look like they could be magical or just perhaps very well made. Their clothing is fine. You notice a wizard amongst the group, clear, with a heavy chain attached to a spellbook that dangles from their side.
Do we, by any chance, recognize them? I ask only because we have dealt with a group of people who were against the... I assume this is in Solemn? Okay.
Yeah, these are new faces to you, clearly. New clothing, new styles.
Yeah.
All right, wish me luck, Anton. I don't expect much. I think I'll be dismissed like the Copper Dragon dismissed me, but I shall try my best.
I nod.
All right, I cast Project Self. I want to project as far away from the dragon as I can. And still, in the area that I can see with the magic font. My eyes roll back into my head. And, I guess I find myself there.
You are standing in the room. The dragon immediately notices you. And
wait. Before we go. I don't take the bow. Yeah, I don't take the bow.
The dragon immediately notices you, points a claw in your direction, utters a word, and the assembled people turn to face you. Weapons come out, spells come to the lips of the casters.
Oh, fucking speak, Nick.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Neal to... Please, give me but a moment. I wish to speak only.
In what language do you utter these words?
I think just Drakisian. And then if I see no response, I will cycle through a Cuban and Mistrain.
You should speak Mistrain. I think we all do.
No, Eridonian and a Cuban I speak, not Mistrain.
Someone will speak up in some dialect of Eridonian, some sort of similar language, but not quite the same. The dragon who will speak up in this language and say to you, "What do you want?"
I think the last time we met, great gold dragon. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. I'm here to clear the air between us.
You notice the mage casting a spell. The dragon sits silently.
I ignore the guy casting a spell. Say, my name's Imric Magari. I'm from Drekis, from the royal family. Those weapons we carry, they have not been ours for long. My brothers and I think perhaps your cunning trap was set for another. Perhaps the Lord Gilroy.
The mage begins to recite words in a foreign language. Other people look to the mage. There is some chatter back and forth, including the dragon speaking, and then the mage speaks in perfect Eridonian.
Casting tongues, okay. Wait, I've got spellcraft, so I can maybe recognize the spell? No.
Yeah.
No.
No, never mind. It's some sort of translating thing, apparently, or maybe a no language spell. Who knows what? The spellcaster will say on behalf of the dragon, "And what's your point?"
My point is that I have no quarrel with you or your kind. In fact, I am good friends with a bronze dragon named Balorian near my home. Our ultimate enemy is the red dragon known as Scoria that lives to the north of our kingdom and has enslaved many people from my continent. This is why she is a foe unmatched than any I have ever seen, and this is why we have sought out these weapons to deal with her. I represent no threat to you or your kind or any of the metallic dragons.
Translation, and then the wizard speaks back to you. "Ah, yes, the great red dragon that lives in the swamp in the middle of Solemn."
No. In Arcadia, the continent to the west. Her name is Scoria. Lives in the kingdom of Mistria.
Translation again, and the wizard says, "Is that the country at war with, what is it, Eridon? Are you Eridonian?"
I am Drakisian. We are at war with Mistria, yes. The war was being won quite handily until the new king made a deal with the foul beast. And she burned our armies asunder.
"And what do you want from her?" And the the wizard points up to the dragon.
Well, my number one priority is to, like I said, clear the air. Let you know that we have no ill will towards you. You have no reason to fear us. If we are to be back in Solemn, it will be in a long time from now. I've got currently no plans to visit again. My brothers, we were privy to some of your conversations after we left the last time we met, and understood that perhaps you still had designs on us, and I was hoping that maybe that could be avoided.
The translation comes back. I understand that you want no violence between us.
Yes. We both want the same thing. Peace and happiness, the best for man, dwarf, and elf alike.
The translation comes back. Do you think I am a fool, or are you the idiot here?
Well, I never did. I never was the smartest in wizard school. I imagine if it's one of us, it must be me.
I will take you at face value for now and give you this warning. You may not be so lucky from anyone else. The weapons you possess are the scourge of my kind. Those who bear them call out to all that they wish nothing but the genocide of dragons. If you bear these weapons, if you seek to help anyone who bears these weapons, you are the enemy of all my kind. There is no word you could say that would make me trust you or work with you or not plan to kill you so long as you bear these. We know you are Drakisian. We see the nobility in your language and in your clothing. We have the sigils of your house as you embroider yourself with them as all nobles do. We will find you. And if when we do, you still bear these, if you have not dropped them into the deepest depths of the ocean, we will crush your house.
Well, we went to great pains to find these weapons, as it's our only hope to slay our enemy, but you have my word that once the job is done, these weapons won't be anywhere near my hands for a long time. I'll bury them somewhere safe, but until then I can't be rid of them. I understand your position.
We are coming.
All right. I give a bow and will cancel my spell. And I look back to Anton and say, you know, it didn't go that well.
You explain what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's no point me reiterating it as you just listened to it, but I explained basically that at least I got to talk to it.
Anton will... I'm sure we have a scribe-proof room somewhere in our house, yeah?
Scribe-proof room?
Like a
lead-lined room? Is that able to be scried into?
Oh, a scrying-proof room.
Yeah.
I thought you meant a room that a scribe could not get into.
No.
In this house?
If the answer is no, we'll go to the castle and we'll get a room.
Yeah. You'll have to go find a special room in the castle to have anything that you want scribe-proof. Totally.
We'll go find a special room, and Anton will explain that we probably have to kill these dragons before they kill us. Yes, Emmerich? We have to handle this.
This is a dangerous path going on, Anton.
This is the two of you or all three of us?
No,
if we can grab Tyrael, yeah, I'm down to grab Tyrael for this, yeah.
Yeah.
So we explain what happened. Anton will come out
to the gold dragon
and say that it's coming for us. Now we have two threats. We obviously can't do Scoria in a super timely manner, so...
I say to Emmerich, perhaps a deal. I think it's safe to say that these dragon-slaying weapons have been out of the hands of dragons for a great deal of time.
Yeah.
It's also fair to say that we possess the ability to kill a great many more dragons. We've already slain half a dozen, depending on if we count the browns. Perhaps some deal can be struck where if they stay out of our way, or even if they help us, we'll turn these 3 weapons or 4 weapons over to them once Scoria is slain. feel like having the dragon-slaying weapons in the possession of a cohort of dragons that do not wish to be killed by dragon-slaying weapons would probably be a pretty favorable thing in their eyes. Maybe an offer we could make?
My only concern
divination magic for truth. I think we would all agree on this and be honest about it.
I'm sure the gold dragon would be honest as well. My only concern is that in the power struggle between, you know, ourselves, the elves, the dwarves, and the dragon kind, you know, things aren't exactly set up in our favor, and these weapons help turn the tide a little bit. If we were to give them up to the gold dragon, chances are no humanoid would ever get their hands on them ever again. And should a need arise in the future, that could be a big loss.
That is true, but right now we are stacking ourselves against virtually, or perhaps every single dragon that exists in these lands. Is that really an equation that we can balance?
I think if we're going to do this, we should speak to the elves. They did make them. They did help us find them. But I'm not against it if that's what we want to do, but mark my words, if we make this promise to this gold dragon, I won't go back on it. I'll make sure it's done at the end.
Of course.
I agree.
Any McGarry promise is one that'll be fulfilled as much as we can. Okay, well, I mean, have any of these dragons ever crossed the sea to even come over here to Eridonia? Or Arcadia?
Eridon? I don't think so. Not to my knowledge.
Who knows? This thing casts stone skin. It could cast teleports as well.
Well,
I think we take our chances for now. My hammer here will tell us if anything is close by, but otherwise we just have to keep trudging forward, I think.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't ask it about... Today? Yeah, I didn't ask it about the ion stones because I felt like it might be pushing things a little bit too far.
Yeah, possibly.
But maybe if we do make this promise, I could petition it for its help on that as well.
Perhaps. We could at least get some feedback and see how it feels about it.
Okay. Let's speak to the elves and then we can go from there.
I'll roll a speak with Dead on the Black Dragon. This will be for 1 week, I guess.
Cool.
Needs a save, right?
Yeah, he has to roll, yeah. But it's when it is ready.
Sorry, I'm just making notes. Gets a save. Natural 20.
Damn.
Rushed.
Yep. You've got a couple of weeks, so you can do it again if you another week later.
I got 3 more, or 2 more after this, yeah.
10 is still a pass. 3 is a failure, though. So on the 3rd week,
Finally.
That's so good.
you've got the Black Dragon Skull with which to speak.
We have like 10 questions to go. So, where is your treasure hoard?
I sold it to a woman named Senegal.
You already have it, you righteous cunt.
What? This life? What is the gold dragon's name? It was Shine, I'm pretty sure.
It is Shine. I'm just trying to remember if the dragon would
yeah.
belt out like a long... Because they try to be evasive, and this dead dragon is clearly pissed at you. So he like roars out the full length of Shine's name in the native dragon tongue, which is some long, convoluted bunch of bullshit.
Am I able to get the actual... Am I able to get that answer, or do I need to ask Tyrael for his sword to...
You'd need to ask Tyrael for the sword to...
Yeah, for the translation.
I'll ask him to borrow his sword then. And I'll redo the question, giving up another one.
Yeah. You get the name is like, Shino something, but you short it into Shine. We can call her.
Okay.
We might as well ask about the ion stones.
Yeah, do you know where any ion stones are?
I would sooner die than tell you where they are.
I think he has to answer correctly.
And he is dead, so...
That is a correct answer.
Yeah, well, that's not an answer to the question.
It is if you are paying enough attention.
What was the question that you asked?
Where are the ions? Or do you know where any ion stones are?
Okay, ask him where are the ion stones.
Where are the ion stones?
Oh shit. It's pretty late in the day to get wacky, but here we are.
That's funny.
I need to look up my maps.
Holy shit, we actually getting a location.
No.
Amazing.
In Solemn.
A throwaway comment you made the other week, Stephen, I've been thinking about it. You said we should do merch, right? That's a mug, and it says Mug of Detect Invisibility on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think this is a great idea.
I would buy one of those.
I would buy one too.
Holy shit.
Do a shirt that says wacky.
Yeah, it says wacky, yeah, that's good too.
The Frost Rangers of Iowan will prevent you, will kill you if you try to take it from them.
Yeah. Hey, we're going back to Solemn.
Yeah, we're going back. Iowan?
Iowan.
Okay, we got 5 more questions. What do you guys got?
Why are black dragons so shitty? Maybe?
Yeah, that'll be the last one.
What can we get a more?
Because we eat people who look like you.
No, I didn't ask you.
Frost Rangers of Iowan. Wait, are these guys even like on this fucking plane of reality, or do you want to ask where they are? Or anything more specific, or the name of one for scrying, or anything like that, or?
Yeah, maybe ask where they are. Where can I find the Frost Rangers of Iowan?
Well, yeah, okay. Where are the Rangers of Iowan?
In Iowan.
Yeah.
Where is Iowan?
How much Neal's having fun?
I assume it's on Solemn, right?
I don't know. Do we have a map of Solemn again?
Can we get a map?
You'll probably be able to find a map somewhere here, maybe. Maybe someone in the town knows. This will probably be a question we'll have to like give to a scribe, not a scribe, a
Clertus.
sage.
Well, should we ask more questions now, or?
Yeah, ask your questions now, and you can look up Iowan later.
Okay, let's assume that we got the answer to that.
So he has no treasure at all.
He says we already have it.
Yeah, fuck all.
Well, ask him what is your treasure. I guess.
What was your treasure?
God, don't say his life. Or his head.
My hoard that I had amassed for countless human generations as your lives flicker like flames, I brought gold and magic to myself until you stole it from me. You sons of bitches. Sons of whores.
So
wait, is there a chance? Dude, what is the type of information that could they be? Is it possible that they could be mixing us up with guild rapes people or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Yeah.
Fuck. Wait. So did they have a hoard that we missed?
He probably brought it back to the king or whatever of Solemn. I don't know. I'm sure we have a Gilroy bone or some shit. Okay, we got like 1 or 2 more questions. What do you want to know from a dragon?
Which continent is Iowan in?
Which continent is Iowan in?
Only a moron would not know the Frost Rangers live in the north of Solemn. You must be such a dumbass. Your mother should be ashamed of you.
How does it feel to get bested by 3 humans?
Bad.
How does it feel to have lost the only fight probably in human history where there have been more dragons than people and still have been slain?
True.
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Unlucky.
It's a really, really shitty feeling.
All right. I wave him off.
That was good.
Those are good questions. Well done.
Okay, so we know the dragon's name. We know Shine. So now, Imric, you can talk to her.
Yeah, although we might have got our answer.
Oh, what?
Well, I was going to contact it to ask it about Iowan, but to ask about Ironstones, but...
Well, we need to contact it to offer the deal.
Yeah, well, let's speak to
we
the elves
defeat
first.
Scoria. Well, yeah, I agree. All right, let's go.
All right, I guess we'll
elves.
speak to the elves today. We get to the elf ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we're going to Eowyn.
Excellent.
Okay.
You arrive at the Elven Ambassador.
Can I get the map of Solemn just to track the route that we're gonna have to take?
Oh,
I'll link
have
you.
it in a form.
If you don't have it, I can. I
Oh yeah, no, we can just link it to you. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Just roll 20.
Thank you.
Here's a easy to navigate version.
I only see one frosty area. Wait, what the fuck, Neal?
That's not what you want to do.
Not a map of Eridon. This is the link to Eridon. That must be a right-clicked image that I got a copied image.
Listen, don't
Jesus.
don't try and explain it.
Oh.
Okay, this is. Wait, does anybody ever? Oh, hold on.
Jesus.
I'm looking for Eowyn.
Oh, that's what's on that tab.
How do we spell Eowyn, Neal?
Does it matter?
It's fucking
Yeah,
Eowyn.
because there's a search you can do.
Oh, then it does matter.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! It could be one of these little.
Just pass it off to somebody else. We don't need to spend half an hour on this shit. You'll find it.
Yeah, we pass it off.
Right?
Okay.
You pass it
fine.
off to a sage. Eventually, a sage will find a map and give you a location and yada yada yada.
Okay. We go talk to the elf person.
Yep. Elf lady.
The ambassador, the elven ambassador dude.
Yeah.
The duder.
Excellent. All right, elven ambassadors in town. You can make your way. You can get an audience. Time can be had. Let's bring on the appropriately elven music.
Dude, you named so many fucking things on this old map. Holy shit.
Yeah. There's even a salt porter on a swamp side, which are all places from Caledonia.
You know, when you come up with 700 names,
Yeah,
eventually,
there's only so far you can go.
whew, eventually you're gonna run into the same thing over again.
How did I find Raekwon before Eowyn?
Well, Raekwon's a larger town. But you can get into an audience with the Elven Ambassador in the middle of Wicthron Marenta, in their little tree. They sit, pleased to see you. I've heard the tales of Sky Peaks Hall. Well done. You three are very impressive. You might even dare rival the power of Sylvis itself. It's a joke.
Quite the comments. Thank you.
I hope you understand the humor in that comment. I
Of
would not
course,
like
of
to
course.
lay notions upon you that our lands are ripe for your taking.
We are here to discuss the Dragonsbane weapons that we carry. We had a very unfortunate run-in with a number of dragons in Solemn, 4 of them, including a gold, trying to slay us in an ambush. We were considering making a deal with this gold dragon that perhaps once Scoria was dead, we would give the weapons to it to safeguard them. But they were made by your people. We wouldn't do such a thing without your approval.
I know of the legends of these weapons you bear. Out of character, did you have them with you at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, we always
Yeah,
carry these.
I did carry him.
Yeah, he looks at them. These were made during a dark time in a forgotten past, long, long ago. They are a shame we wish to distance ourselves from. I will speak honestly with you, because I am an ambassador here. If you give these to us, we will seek to destroy them.
Very well.
I think we instead seek to give them to the dragons as payment for not hunting us down.
The fate will be much the same, I suppose, then.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
That is, if they can be destroyed.
Well,
Oh,
won't
they
that
can
problem.
be.
Trust
they
me,
can
yeah.
be. Quite easily.
Are you certain?
We're certain.
Oh.
We know a great many number of things that not many appear to know on this continent, and this is one of the things we can be certain of.
Anton will jingle his hips real quick.
No, well, yeah. Okay.
you have any other questions, brothers?
Nope. Thank you for your time, Ambassador.
Has a human ever married an elf? Have the thrones ever united, I ask?
There have been many relations between our people, stretching back to the beginning of time. These are most certain to be true. Marriage between our people happens. Usually, he gets like a slightly uncomfortable look on his face. Where the...
Trying to get Emmerich some elven lady.
Nice. I want a wife that doesn't age.
We'll get you a young one then.
As long as she's under like 500, it's fine.
There is a famous elf,
500.
famous among our people and yours, Jean-Pierre Quisset. He has married countless human women in his lifetime, and I think is single-handedly responsible for half of the present half-elven population.
Wow.
Has there ever been a political marriage?
He shakes his head. No, no, no. Our politics are not like yours, and your lives are far too short to be of significance to us. No offense.
I take no offense.
I take the appropriate amount of offense.
I nod.
Jean-Pierre comes through this part of the world quite often. If you wish to speak with him on the matters of human-elven intercourse or intermarriage, he is the resident expert. If we banished people from our lands, we would have banished him long ago, but he is one of us, and he stays with us as he pleases.
What about the Frost Wolves of Eowyn? Sorry, Emmerich.
Frost Rangers. Wait, on that point, before we talk about Eowyn, I heard a rumor once of an elf that has claimed to have seduced Scoria. This must be the same elf, no?
I would take such claims with great skepticism. A red dragon and an elf is a nigh unthinkable notion.
We've heard this story, right? I could probably time pull it. Is it that well known? If it existed,
maybe we could. Maybe they saw bonded.
Anton will call for a basin if they'll bring one.
Yeah, the elf will just walk out of the tree with you and lead you to a water basin nearby. That's just in the major courtyard around here.
I think because I leveled up, I'm at 75% chance, so I'm gonna go low. Hits.
You want to time pool the supposed fucking of Jean-Pierre Quisset and Scoria.
Well, no, the seduction, I think, maybe.
The seduction is fine.
Yeah.
I think, well, I'm going to do the fucking, well, yeah, the seduction. You should get, yeah.
I do a bit of fucking.
But the story that we've heard is that they had sex, right? We didn't hear a story about him seducing, did we? Is that part of the story?
I can't remember what the story. I knew that there was something going on between this French-Canadian elf.
We've heard him fuck, so I time pull the fucking.
Hello, my lady. You look so beautiful. Ooh la 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 la. I'm half French, so that's fine.
That's fine. Does it hit?
You heard this rumor about this interaction between these people. It is a known thing then. Whether it's true or not is up for speculation.
About to find out.
But the basin does not reveal any information. It does not show you any events. Perhaps there's a key detail that's missing. Perhaps it's just a fucking lie. Perhaps the person who originated this story thought it was true when it was not. But your time pool reveals nothing. This rumor is probably false.
Anton, I'll say that definitely didn't happen.
That is disappointing.
Now, about the Frost About the Frost Riders of Eowyn. Have you ever heard of them?
Rangers.
Rangers.
I know of a group known as the Frost Rangers. I know not the place called Eowyn. They are a hearty group that lives in the north of Solemn.
I know.
They range to the frozen continents lying deep, deep to the north. And then he shrugs.
That's them. Have you ever had dealings with them? Do you have any contact with them? Just stories?
I've spent most of my life in Arcadia. Only a few centuries in Solemn. I have had no cause to meet up with Frost Rangers, nor travel to their God-forbidden lands covered in snow and ice, mostly mountainous, very few forests.
Done. I think we'll be going then. One more thing. Was there a buyer for the scintillating cloak? You said that you'd get back to us on that. The cloak of scintillating colors that we asked you to talk to people about.
There are people interested, yes.
What do they have for trade?
Favors, mostly. He looks at the three of you. I feel like I have come to know the hearts of you three on some small level. I believe their offers and trades are things that might tempt normal mortal men, but the three of you? I don't think so.
Are there amulets like in Lord of the Rings that give you long health, or no?
There are.
Long life can be granted by a few means. Usually it comes at some cost or another. What sort of amulet of longevity do you seek?
I was just curious.
Are there anything the two
My
of you
people
need?
have no need for such trinkets. As
I need... wait, sorry.
As we are naturally long-lived.
Anton needs bracers. Besides that...
Yeah, I think I need a belt.
A better ring of protection. I could use a different belt.
I have no belts, so that's an easy upgrade for me.
What are the Scrag cloaks? I don't know if we'd know about them in character. Probably not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're like the cloaks from Lord of the Rings.
Well, we're gonna have to go to we're gonna have to go to the Frostland, so I will prepare a spell list.
A long journey.
Do we want to leave them a list of stuff we might be interested in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So belts, gauntlets. I need a helmet of some kind. I have nothing like that. Helmet or hat.
Magic arrows, maybe.
Okay.
Arrows, magic arrows. The ambassador perks their ears up. The long ears kind of twitch back and forth.
Yeah, something for the final battle.
Are you particular about the kind?
Create
Those
such
may
an
be-
item, they would have to be of great power.
There was a one who I spoke to about the robe of scintillating colors, who expressed an interest, who is known to have such pieces of ammunition. They did not offer them in trade, but I can make the proposal.
I don't. There's
I'm not saying that we will trade it, but I'm just if it could be used to sweeten the deal, perhaps. Clearly, the robes are worth more than a quiver of arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. I guess we bid him adieu.
May Martha and Astaire bless your souls, my children. Have a good day.
May Velthara watch over you. If you have nothing to fear, then you fear not her.
I hope she keeps her eyes far from me. All right.
Okay.
And you peace out. Why don't we take our last break, and when we come back, we have some more details to get into.
We'll be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. So, during this downtime, Vega will come to you, Tyrael. He will tell you that he has spoken with the other members of the, the family, and he's come to an understanding with them. They're not particularly happy that he has left without really being clear on what's going on. He knows enough about the family that they're a little uncomfortable with him working for you, but they also see this as a grand opportunity where they're already working with you in some ways. There's this whole like war-ish thing going on, like a feud between the two different branches of the family. And they see a great opportunity here to sort of end the feud, make the families join together once again for like one nice solid union. And they see Vega as a way to get to you to do this. So the message Vega has to deliver to you is the family will be not only cool with Vega working for you, but they will give you their blessing to allow Vega to work with you. And they will be more powerful and unified if you can do them this favor. The branch of the family that lives in Mystria works out of Slagmire, or at least that's where their present center of operations is. They're the grandparents of Mystria are in Slagmire. And if you can make them an offer they can't refuse to join the two branches of the family together and end the conflict about which side will win the war in the long run, they'll be happy to give you Vega and give you whatever else you want. And then the whole thing with you and the keep and the smuggling, that'll even work better because now the family will be joined together again. But the family falls apart, then that whole like extra little room thing doesn't even make that much sense. So they ask you to, level the field or make the problem of the fracturing family fall away.
So basically, they want us to get the branch in Mystria to work alongside the branch or to be subservient to.
No, they just need it to be. They need to make it clear that Drekis is going to win the war. The Mystrian branch doesn't think that's the case. They think Mystria is still going to win the war, and that's why they've been fighting amongst themselves. So if you can impress upon them that the Mystrians have no shot in the long run, that the Drekisians are really going to be in charge in whatever methods it takes, then that should end the strife. Maybe that's killing all the people in charge over there. I mean, that would cause its own chaos. That would sow all sorts of problems. It would fuck up that region for a while, at least logistically speaking. So maybe there's something you can do that could otherwise show them that it's not gonna, that we're gonna win, says Vega. I don't know what it is. I mean, you're a smart man. You're capable. How do you get someone to realize that they're on the losing side of a war?
Okay, sounds good. Is it easy enough to find these people, or and get
Vega
to them?
has the name of an inn, and the basement of the inn leads to the meeting place. I expect this place also has other entrances and exits, but this is the one that they gave me.
I know the city. What city is this in?
Slagmire. It's at the top city of...
Top city. Gotcha.
It's up here.
Yeah.
Do we have an easy way to get there, or?
The inn's called Cat's Grace.
We can teleport anywhere in the world now.
Can we send messages, or?
We have a teleport to Western Bluff as well. I mean, maybe we could send one of our people from Eridon to send a message over. But I think the way to show them is time pool.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is set up a meeting with some of the leaders And then I can bring you along, and we can just literally time pool our fight, slaying the dragon, the black dragon out of the 4.
I'll show them that. I'll show them you literally soloing like 40 knights.
When was that? Oh,
with
in
your
the
darkness zone.
Session.
with what we just did in the mines, yeah.
I can also show them if you want the.
That'll be pitch.
What are
black,
the yeah the most impressive fights we've done are probably the Justina trap. We cleared that one. We cleared the dragon. I think was a really impressive fight where we killed one from the 4. I think those 2 are good.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Wait, do we think that just showing that we're badass fighters is going to be enough to convince them?
Well, they've cast their line in with Mystria, whose entire chances are riding on a dragon. And if we show them that we can handle dragon traps and dragons, it should go far, maybe.
We can handle 4 dragons and get out clean, and we can handle the armies. It shows both sides of like.
We could also show them what we did to the last family member of Mystria that we went to visit.
I'm sure they've heard that. Like they know the stories, yeah.
Yeah, they
But
won't know.
if you want, yeah, I can
now.
time pull it as well. But I'm cool with whatever.
Okay.
Can we get that meeting?
So what do you mean by meeting?
I want to call the leaders of these crime families together in Mystria to an inn, and I want to let them know.
All right. Well, if we know their name, I can send them a message to arrange the meeting.
The families aren't like broken right now, so we should have contact. Like we should be able to talk to each other, yeah?
Yeah, but sending a message to Mystria is going to take time. If we can do it much.
No, yeah, I agree. Like we should know their names so you can do sending.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get some names of some leaders in Mystria if you'd like.
Yep. One. Yeah. The head person, basically.
Yes. The godfather of Mystria.
Is it godfather or grandfather?
Grandfather, I'm sorry. Actually, it might be godfather. I think grandfather runs like an area the size of a city, and
Godfather's
would
like
be
the guy.
overall. Yeah. Let me double check my notes.
I've just never heard you call anybody godfather, I guess.
Haven't come up yet.
True.
There are only a few of them. Social structure. Family. Sure, we're gonna call it the Godfather. I can't find the rest of my notes on them right now. It's not worth
That's
it.
fine. Well, sending him, I guess. We should meet in neutral territory, right?
Only if we're scared. Hard to project strength to meet them.
That's
in
true.
their home turf.
I agree with that. If anything goes wrong, we can teleport out.
That's Grace, right? That's the name of the inn.
Yep.
Okay. What was his name, Neal?
The Godfather.
Dominic.
Dominic. Okay. All right. Okay, Tyrell, when should we set this meeting up for?
A few days. We can do it in between you studying for your spells, yeah?
Sundown in 3 days' time.
Sure.
All right. I have the spell learned, so Neal, I will send. Wait, Tyrell, what should we say the meeting is concerning?
Keep in mind, Emmerich, that we only have one divination, right?
What do you mean?
So, like, the divination and the teleport has to hit, so we might miss the meeting. We might need to go a day early. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can.
Oh,
just
we don't
do
want
the
to
day
spend a
before,
whole
yeah.
day in Mystria. What do you mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. The teleportation needs to hit.
Don't fuck up.
Well, I won't get a chance. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work.
Okay, choose future, Koibu. In the round immediately following the casting of this spell, the affected creature is allowed 2 rolls for any normal attack roll, initiative roll, or saving throw. Are we gonna allow this on? It doesn't say like abilities or anything, so it wouldn't make sense.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I can do 2 divinations, and we can try and teleport somewhere nearby as well.
Like to Ildrith? Is that count as is this a Kuba or what?
That's
Ildrith is an elven town
Elven.
across the strait. It's like 100-mile cliffs that go up and down, or not 100-mile, 100-foot or more cliffs that rise, and then a mile-long channel or something.
Just don't fail the roll.
My quantum teleportation mechanics are a bit rusty since I studied it, but I wonder if, like, let's say we're planning to teleport to the first town, and the divination says it won't work. If we then plan to teleport to a different town, does that necessitate a different chance, or will the chance be consistent across both of these options? Can I just choose a slightly different location and get a different reading?
It should. It's 2 different places.
But if I know them both the same, the chances are identical.
But it's different places that you're going, right? Like, if I choose to teleport into, like, a bar room, that's going to be substantially different than if I choose to teleport into a forest. Even if it's the same roll, things change.
Teleport 5 feet to the left, 5 feet to the right instead?
I would say you need a new area.
Cast the spell again?
I'm not sure how it works, like I said. Wasn't my strongest module. Alright, but anyway, Tyrell, should I mention us by name? Shall I say there are reasons to mend the rift between the Mistraean and Dracissian families?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And to settle the conflict out.
Okay, so I will sending a letter to Godfather Dominic of Mistria. Yeah? Godfather Dominic.
Whose name and appearance are known. You got to get a picture of this guy somehow. Fuck.
I assume that there's probably paintings of all of the Godfathers in like some big room.
Why would you keep paintings of these people?
They're important. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, maybe in like their headquarters, but not the headquarters.
Not in our headquarters.
Country.
Does that pass a scry roll with a crystal ball? 47.
Slightly informed.
Probably not. I don't think.
I don't think so. I think you're at best gonna have 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting a message there, as is, you could probably do with enough time, but to do it like instantly and right away might not be with it. You might not have enough information to make that happen.
Well, perhaps we should just turn up to this tavern and make the meeting ourselves. In the interest of time. Also, if they were planning to betray us, it doesn't give them any chance to inform.
Yeah, I was gonna say
if
we do want to set up a meeting in advance, we would teleport to a different place and we'd tell them in case they set a trap or inform Scoria that we're going to show up.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just turn up. What are
I say we just turn up.
Okay, we can just turn up if we want. Sure.
Okay. That'll help us with the divination rolls because then we can do it the next day. That's perfect. Okay.
All right. Do you want to go now or tomorrow?
Let's just go now. Well, if you have teleport now, let's just go now.
Yeah, I do have teleport now.
Right, so this will have to be at the end of all of your spell learning, which is fine. We can just sort of position this at the end of that time frame. Maybe before we do this, then we should rope back to a little bit later. Let's talk about what Anton saw up in the Riverlands, so we don't have to like backtrack. Maybe there's possibly something that would happen here that would be problematic. So you go to visit the castle construction. You will see that the workers and the guild members from Darcis are here overseeing things. You will see the masses of people breaking down rocks into the appropriate size and shape to put them in place. You'll see your collection of stone giants doing the lion's work of hauling stone from the Draken Ridge out to your castle. And it becomes pretty clear that this is a very large operation, and anyone flying overhead would easily be able to see what is happening here. The large piles of rocks over here, large pile of lumber over here, ditches being dug, a little camp town having been erected nearby. Anyone observing this from the mountaintops of the sky can tell that a castle is being constructed. And with the financing that you've got, you're going to try and do it in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's been building for a little while, and it's coming along. But you can't help shake this uneasy feeling that this is just a soft target.
I have a plan for that.
Yeah, what is your plan? How would you defend this if
I'm gonna talk.
Scoria came, or Griffins came, or Manicores came? What would you do?
Scoria came, there's nothing we can really do, but what I can do is I could probably prevent a ground invasion. I'll talk to Tyrell and get his okay, see what he says, but my guess would be we just got a really powerful in with someone who moves troops. We just saved her daughter. She owes us a huge favor. Maybe it's possible we could get some troops routed up here to protect the McGarry Keep as it's being built. I think we already have our troops up here as well, I would assume. Yeah, that will be my first course of thoughts, I guess.
What are we worried about?
Ground invasion.
The ground invasion is truly what we're worried about?
I mean, we can't plan for Scoria. If she comes, that's done. But we can plan for a ground invasion or random monsters coming through.
Like Neal just said, griffins or manticores, though.
We have giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine.
True. There's like a handful of giants working on the keep, so I'm pretty sure it's relatively well defended, right?
Like 14 giants.
I mean, that'd take a significant amount of people to defeat.
Yep.
Plus our troops. I don't know, it's probably the best defended place in Drekus right now.
One of them. I'll check over, I guess, here. Do a quick once over. How's the chapel looking?
The chapel is well underway. The roof of it is the only thing that is unfinished. The walls are constructed. There is an altar being erected outside that will be hauled in at the appropriate time once, you know, the roof is in place. Wouldn't want it to fall down onto the altar. Things are going well. You imagine that you could be marriage ready by, you know, March. End of March, maybe?
Cool. Anton's happy with that. He'll go sit in the middle of it and cast Commune. I won't start with Valthara. He's got a few things he wants to say. They had a meeting when she was fucking stars, so he wants to hit her up.
Okay.
Is she available for a chat?
Yeah. You got to go back over to her town, though, right? Because she's not chilling out here. She's in Darcis. But
she's in Darcis? Valthara?
Wait,
I'm
what?
sorry. I was thinking for a moment you were talking to your fiance.
No.
Her name is not Valthara.
No, that is someone else.
Completely different person.
Listen, babe, I'm going to need you to change your name.
Yeah, my wife is Alex McGarry.
Alex.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I'm going to commune with Valthara.
Okay. You're going to speak to the goddess of vengeance in prayer in your unfinished or partially finished temple in your new castle.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get, you know, people pushed back in the way. What time of day do you do this, and what do you do to prepare for such a thing? Do you burn incense, or is there like a sacrifice that needs to be made, or do you just need to like surround yourself with the blood of your enemy? Like how do you prepare for a meeting with the goddess of vengeance?
The way I'm going to go about it is I'm going to do it at night or whenever Valthara is like in the air at the highest point and you can see her. So whenever I guess I find is the best time, in canon.
Let's see. We are in February right now. So it is the middle of winter, and there are no gods in the sky whatsoever at night, all night long. It is empty and devoid of stars.
Well, then he'll do it during the day. And he will cut himself and make a big Valthara symbol on the ground with his own blood. And he'll sit in the middle of it. And cast Commune.
Okay. Your mind goes elsewhere. You find it maybe on the celestial plane, maybe in the abyss, maybe in one of these other borders between you and her. There is sort of a sense of a place and a sense of shapes of objects, but not so much a like vision. It's more of just a conceptual concept of things. Like if you were seeing a cup, you would have the full 360-degree picture of what the cup would be in your hand. You are like fully aware of the things, but for the moment you exist alone in the empty gray void.
And he'll speak out. I wanted to know more about what you expect of me after after Scoria is killed.
I have gifted you untold powers for you to seek the vengeance you need, for you to improve your family's standing, for you to do with as you please. And all I ask in exchange is once your life goals have been met, that you serve me as my loyal, faithful servant, doing my bidding, fulfilling my needs, seeing to my flock.
Anon, are you expecting me to become, I don't know, your paladin?
That word does not apply to our relationship.
Anon. Understood. I will, I will abide by our deal. I will pack up my things and head where you tell me after Scoria is dealt with. And if she's ready to
travel to Solemn, you will serve me there, for the war has left people with a thirst. A great many wrongs have been wrought, and I will need someone to set them right. You will inevitably encounter my brother's clerics and have to deal with them as well. I am not the only deity who brings with her a champion to these dark and desperate lands.
I can easily do that. Would I be able to bring my brother Imric if he's so pleased?
If your brother Imric wishes to serve me, let him anoint himself permanently with my symbols, so I know his heart is true.
Maybe you can give me a special one? I'm not asking for a magical item here, just something by your hand, and he'll point to his own amulet. This was obviously made by you.
Let him mark his heart with my symbol. Ink it into his flesh, so it cannot be denied.
Very well. If that's all she has for him, I guess it fades away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Anton will get up. He'll leave the blood on the ground. He'll heal his wound and make post haste for the capital.
All right. What do you have to say to Imric when you return?
I'll talk with him later about that. Probably a little bit before Scoria, after Scoria. It's not on Anton's mind to have that communicated now. He will go to Tyrell immediately and explain what he saw, and maybe to move more of our troops up there, maybe the favor. It's up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's probably okay to do to defend the spot.
Okay.
Is there we'll know if any armies are being positioned or moved around, right? Like we have. This isn't Game of Thrones, is it?
I don't know what that means.
Sorry, like I don't want a situation where Bontheris gets sieged or attacked by Scoria's troops, and like half the armies of the kingdom are in our fucking keep. But that shouldn't happen, right? We would see that type of movement.
The issue is that Gold Hill is pretty close to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's 53 miles away, so we might actually not have time to like.
Yeah, I'm okay with keeping people here. I just, as long as we're not like fucking our kingdom over by doing so, that would be good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'll have, there will be scouts that can, have a a range of vision on what's happening in these plains. But if, for example, Old Voden has like a slow buildup of troops, then it's only a 50-mile march to Bontheris. That's 3 days.
Yep.
So it's going to take people a hell of a lot longer to get from the Megari Keep to Bontheris. If you do split forces, if you can get like the armies of the east to half go to Megari Keep, you will be leaving the east super vulnerable to attack.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we want troops. Yeah.
Okay.
If need be, like if we hear that like there's an army 3 days out, I am pretty confident that we can move people from the Megari Keep to Bontheris pretty rapidly via the thing that we just did. So I think we'll be okay.
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about magical means of moving people, then by that same means, there could be an army in Bontheris like in 10 seconds without you knowing about it.
That's right.
That's how it goes. It is what it is.
Yeah, so stationing soldier, like pulling them out of Bontheris is leaving Bontheris vulnerable to attack if the troops are seen to be left.
I mean, we'll run it by the queen first and have an appropriate amount. I mean, we're in a
general will make the call.
Yeah,
that's
we're
like
in a very forward
make,
position, so it's not like the worst idea ever, right? Okay.
Cool.
It's the general's call. If they make a bad call, it ain't on us.
True.
Speaking of the general, let's have a quick chat with her. With Lady Pentalin. Pentalin for the wiki. You can find her here in the capital. She is most of the time she spends a month there, but she's in and out of the capital from time to time. It's only a few days' journey by carriage. You can find her, make contact with her, and have a seat in her estate here in town. The three brothers together, or whoever wants to be a part of it. She will. This is 2/10 of a track. Hold on, we need chiller music. She will have served you a nice warm dinner, complete with roasted fowl of all kinds, sweetened potatoes, crispy green beans with salt and garlic. Wonderful meals to be had. And once the dinner is pushed back and everyone retires to the comfortable sitting room for the evening, the conversation of why you're here can proceed. She will speak up to you. Megari brothers, thank you so much for coming. What is it that I can do for you? You must be here with some reason.
That we are, my lady. I went up to our keep being built currently in Petalwater, and it seems that a ground invasion would be the only thing that we could actually plan for and be a little bit vulnerable right now. I request, upon your approval, that maybe a few... what is... like spears?
A spear is a knight with 8 soldiers behind him.
Maybe a few spears, maybe a troop be moved up to defend the Megari Keep as it is being built. Should only be for a few months.
She thinks. I have a large number of soldiers at my disposal in Bontheris. I would feel uncomfortable depleting Bontheris, Pernissus, Bondundasir, any of these places with manpower. However, there is a ship or two that I could spare that aren't necessarily useful in the grand defense of things. Those could be positioned near the Petalwater River. Furthermore, my granddaughter, who has now returned, wishes to rejoin the fighting. I have asked her to sit it out for the time being, as she has already served her purpose. Perhaps we can get her to rally some forces and bring them to the Megari Keep. Does your keep yet have a name? Out of curiosity.
I believe that's still undecided, but we'll definitely have one before it's finished. Or perhaps we already have named it, and retroactively our memories will change about this conversation in the future.
All great keeps have a name. I'm glad you've named yours. It sounds wonderful and strong. Yes, but my daughter, my granddaughter. There are still some people to be called up. There are a few favors left to be pulled. How does...
A regiment?
She thinks to herself. A regiment. 400 units of soldiers? I can at least get you a company plus 2 small ships complete with rowers that can ferry supplies and information as needed from McGarry Keep to wherever in the shallow sea you need. There'll be coasters primarily. My granddaughter can gather what untapped resources we still have in the east and make her way there. That seems like an appropriate task for her. That way she may see battle as she wishes, and she can pay off her debts to the 3 of you.
Perfect.
How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Why don't you guys make me some dice rolls right now so we can see what they're going to bring? A company comes with at least generally a 6th level knight plus a squire, a second command that's a 5th level knight, 2 5th level bodyguards, a 5th level quartermaster, some other fighters, some other knights, 6 knights to run the 6 spears.
We rolling stats
2
or?
knights, 2 bows. No, we're looking for a possible spellcaster. So why don't we say that there's a 30% chance that they can get a wizard and a 30% chance they can get a cleric to join you. So 30 or lower on a D100, 1 for wizard, 1 for cleric.
I'll roll the first.
Easy. That is a wizard.
Nice work.
And someone roll
MrMouton, are you serious? Wait, Luckstone, 2 of them?
No, not good enough.
Got a wizard.
Could make new pet rocks, but just call them Luckstones. Just write +1 on them. Sell them to people. $5 each.
Yeah, that's about how good these ones are, so.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to get a wizard. Let's determine level. Why don't you roll me a D40, and we'll take the square root of whatever you roll and round it up, round it down.
What the fuck?
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh my god.
So level 4, wizard. It's not bad.
Can't even cast Fireball.
You know, the fireball wizards have probably already been called up to war. These are the people who haven't been called, right? This wizard's probably got like detect magic and, listen at door and.
Wow. Great.
Crap.
They can spy on the people that are setting up our keep the family people. Nice. Cause a rift there. Okay.
Well.
We could do with a wizard once this is all over. Someone to cast Identify and Alarm and Clairvoyance and shit like that. So maybe we can employ this guy once it's all over.
Yeah.
Are we wanting to go to the family this episode? Are we?
I think we're already done with that, right?
You kind of run out of time.
Just about out of time here, but.
Oh, you mean go to the family and mystery, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next session, we can come back and you guys can have a peaceful chat with the family and Mystria.
And then after that, we're probably going, to the...
The Frost Rangers of Aowan.
Yeah, those losers.
I've always wanted to do something with the Frost Rangers, and we've just never gotten a chance to explore them before.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to find some.
Now they're all going to die.
Neal knows there's like a 60% chance that's true as well.
Depends on how they act to us.
Yeah.
Greetings, Frost Rangers of Aowan. Can we take your most prized magical items, please? Oh, no?
No, thank you.
Then you must die.
Then you
Don't
must
zazz
die.
them up, okay?
That's so.
All right. I'm going to read. We have 5 questions from the Patreon, guys. 5 of them, okay?
Excellent.
What? Oh, no, wait. 4 of them. We read this one, sorry. Question for Koibs.
Oh, that's me.
The economy is in shambles. Will your world ever face a currency/economic crisis, and how could your players deal with it?
are they meaning the real world economy is in shambles, or our in-game economy is in shambles?
I'm going to go ahead and say, since they want the players to deal with it, probably in-game.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be a fun role-playing game to try and delve deep into the economics. I think it becomes kind of a weird, grindy thingy. Maybe you could spend, like 3 sessions on it. But after that, I think an economics-based RPG gets a little bit tough.
A little dry.
To enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, our first role when we take over the whole fucking city, the whole kingdom, we can implement a fiat currency. Holy shit. And then take all the gold for ourselves.
Fuck's a fiat currency?
Okay. Ready. In Gnomes, Tomes, and Catacombs, the party found a crown of domination when it fused with the Philosopher's Stone. What extra properties did it gain? If Koibu doesn't want to answer because it is important to a future campaign, then ask, is the Spear of Verasi on the prime material plane?
Oh.
Yeah, Neal, tell us what the fucking crown did. That was annoying me for a long time.
Can't talk about the crown. The Spear of Verasi. Is it on the prime material plane? Yes. Yes, the Spear of Verasi is somewhere on the world. Somewhere in the greater world of Arcadia. Where exactly is presently unknown. But it does exist. And it is terrifying.
Okay. And then the next question is, what was the moment of greatest national pride that each brother has ever felt for the motherland of Drekis, or do they not love their country?
A loaded question. Moment of national pride. Probably what we've just done, right?
Yeah.
Bringing all the heroes back. It's the kind of first time we've done something with a, kind of national...
Bent.
Yeah, thank you.
National pride, yeah, I don't think Tyrell doesn't give a fuck about his country as much, but he cares about his family, who's part of this country, so.
Yeah, just what we did. I think it was super heroic and for the nation.
Okay.
Is there another?
2 more? Or no, 1 more. If the brothers successfully defeat Scoria, what do you have planned immediately after? Overthrow the crown, mend relations with other countries, grand party at the McGarry's? I think we don't know yet because things kind of keep changing in terms of how we feel about everything, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's hard
Hopefully,
to say.
Be in charge of Mistrea and at the very least go from there, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrell needs to be in a big position of power.
We'll see what happens.
I will note that I am out of names from Patreon users to call things.
Oh
so
my
if
goodness, guys.
wants
Wow.
names that were out.
So if you sign up to the Patreon, your names are going to be top of the list because there is no list right now. So cool.
Yeah.
And magic items are on the way.
Wow. All right. Well, we should be back next week at the normal time, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. On Veterans Day. Exciting.
Those of you in European time zones will be back to normal time for next week.
Cool.
Right? Your clocks go forward on Sunday, right?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, we will see you guys later. Peace out. We'll be here next week. Bye.
See you guys.